Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast.
A show where we discuss tips, tricks, and tools to help all Guardians succeed and enjoy playing more.
What makes us different? Well, for starters, we're not streamers or YouTubers. We just have a passion for Destiny and are dedicated to keeping Guardians informed and up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 info, news, and opinions.
We encourage your questions and feedback. You can contact us either by email at twotitansandahunter@hotmail.com or on Twitter at twotitans_hunter.
Now, on with the show. Hello and welcome to the show. I am Nitedemon, your very British of hosts, here to give you a rundown of what is happening next week in Destiny. So you can fight to the finish when Showdown comes to the Crucible, gain bonus Trials ranks during Trials of Osiris, and stop Frickrell the Fanatic in the Hollowed Lair Nightfall. So Showdown, for anybody that doesn't know, is a very much standard version of your Trials of Osiris without the epic rewards. You're split into two teams of 3 and play to the best of 5 matches. Each one has a timer rather than lives, but it still feels that intense. It's basically just get as many kills as you can in the time limit, so yeah. Whereas Trials of Osiris is 3v3 elimination, so your life does matter, but there are some epic rewards up for grabs if you are going to be playing some Trials. And seeing as there is going to be bonus Trials ranks, it doesn't matter if you win, lose, or draw. So the Hollowed Lair will also be the featured Grandmaster of the week. Remember, now we do have the select node, so if you are kind of doing the Grandmasters, you can now select them as you go through them to do your Conqueror title. But there is a triumph if you're trying to do those before the Tangled Shawl goes away in February. There is one to not get hit with any arc energy in that final room with Frickrell. So try it on the lowest setting of a Nightfall, but because it is the featured one next week, you do have the chance to kind of scale it up or down depending on what you're kind of going for. So just be aware there is a triumph there for you to collect some triumph points. So yeah, that is what's happening next week in Destiny. And now onto your Eververse for the 28th of December 2021. For silver, you have the Snowball Fight, which is your exotic emote for 1000 silver. The Crossed EDZ Symphony exotic Sparrow. This is the one that Peroty was talking about, I think, last week. That's got all the fairy lights down the side. That is 800 silver. If you missed it the first or second week, you have the Muffled Shell. This is the ghost shell with the antlers and the earmuffs on the side, and that is 600 silver. And then finally, you have your legendary emote, the Struggling Skate, which is for 500 silver. Your Bright Dust for next week, you have the Icicle Rush, which is your exotic Sparrow. Sparrow looks like it's oozing ice out of it. That is going to be 2,500. You have the Gift Wrap Shell, that's your exotic ghost shell for 2,850 Bright Dust. You have the Candy Cane Projection, which is 1,500 Bright Dust. You have the Adorning Festiveness, which is your legendary shader for 300 Bright Dust. The Ice Carving exotic emote for 3,250 Bright Dust. Your Ho Ho Hum legendary emote, which will be 700 Bright Dust. The Hard Packed Shell, which is a ghost shell wrapped in snow with some twigs for antlers. That's for 2,850 Bright Dust. Now, the one I've been looking out for is the Lost Engine exotic Sparrow, which is like a steam train, and that's going to be for 2,500 Bright Dust. Your Silk Ivory Vanish, which is your exotic ship for the week, which is 2,000 Bright Dust. The Weapon Ornament, the Cheer Spreader for the Risk Runner exotic submachine gun, is going to be 1,250 Bright Dust. And then finally, the Great Pigeon Projection for your Ghost Shell, which is going to be 1,500 Bright Dust. And then finally, for this upcoming week, your Lost Sectors.
Hello!
So these are the Lost Sectors that should be in the rotation. And I say that because the spreadsheet that was put together by the community did kind of stop on Christmas Eve, but going on the rotation that we currently still have from going back to like at the beginning of this season, these should be the lost sectors for, well, the legendary lost sectors for the next week. And don't forget, once they are the legendary on one day, they will become the master the next day at reset. So, for example, Monday the 27th of December will be the K1 Logistics on the Moon, giving you your legs. And then that will shift to be the Master Lost Sector on Tuesday's reset, and also still give you your chance of exotic legs. So, Tuesday the 28th of December will be the K1 Communion on the Moon, giving you your arms. Wednesday the 29th of December will be the K1 Crew Quarters on the Moon, giving your chests. Thursday the 30th of December will be the K1 Revelations on the Moon, giving your helmets. Friday the 31st of December will be the Concealed Void on Europa, giving your legs. Saturday the 1st of January 2022 will be the Bunker E15 on Europa, giving you your arms. Sunday the 2nd of January 2022 will be Perdition on Europa, giving you chests. And then finally, back around to Monday the 3rd of January will be the Bay of Drowning Wishes on the Dreaming City, giving you exotic helmets. And we have guides from PV Shifty, Time Sausage Gaming, and Abbey Hour for the week, plus Legionless channel and Ibontis channel, because they are giving you some fantastic guides at alternate versions of doing those lost sectors. And if you haven't completed it yet, don't forget there is a Master of All challenge for your 10 weeks of challenges that we've had for Season of the Lost, and that will give you a large pile of bright dust if you are looking to get some of the stuff from the Eververse. No videos this week, it's just whatever we've got in our show notes, so do check those out, because we do have the Shattered Realm guides from Ibontis, going from weeks 1 to 3, doing solo legendary flawless versions. We have some Dawning info if you're doing farming for that, if you're trying to get those done, because don't forget that finishes on the 4th of January. So we've only got one more week to go. And if you're still trying to do some of the stuff on the Tangled Shore, don't forget we do have some guides in our show notes to go over some of the things that you can do on there before that disappears in February. And our Grandmaster Nightfall tips, tricks for all of them are in our show notes. So yeah, that's all your Destiny stuff for this week. I will give you a quick warning before we go into the main show, just to say we preface this that you may not want to play this in the car with the kids, or at work, out loud, at school. So there's no swearing. I have edited that out. Enjoy, and let us know if you like it or not. We are going to do another episode this week, I believe on the 30th. So stay tuned to our socials. But maybe one of us will be competent enough to actually make an announcement to say that we're going to be doing it, so that you can either join Respawn's live channel or something in the Discord. I don't know. We can't get things organised, really. We're just, maybe apart from Destiny stuff. So, yeah, so this week will be another week of rambling. No idea what it's going to be. It's going to be something. And as I have this week, you will get some Destiny information at the beginning of the show, and then we will just roll with it. So, yeah. Again, warning, maybe not best to play in front of your gran. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is funny. I don't know. It wasn't funny for me in some places. There. Here it is. I don't suppose I can delay it any further. Well, I could. I could have just deleted it. You know, if you're a guest on the show, you actually have to listen.
You don't want to listen, Dad. You want to have my British boy opinion about British facts and things.
It's not a small child.
Oh, you dirty pervert.
You're my real dad. You can tell me what to do.
Oh, this is just getting
No.
worse. This is just getting worse. I'm not calling you daddy, you dirty man.
No.
He wants you to call me daddy.
Sorry, I heard the higher pitched voice and didn't track who it
He's
actually
having
was.
some sort of sex fantasy now. It's
Please,
disgusting.
this is all being
It's
recorded.
disgusting. I feel a bit sick in my mouth.
Off
This is
the
definitely
rails
not
immediately.
Going to be in the show.
Dirty pervert.
Off the rails from the get-go. Superb.
Told you they were all funny people. Filth. Pure filth. Right, so there's no food. I'm not allowed to touch anything. I'm not allowed to type anything. I'm not allowed to move. This is
There's
going
no
to be a
snacks?
bit boring. There's
You
no
didn't,
snacks.
you didn't provide snacks at least? Come on,
No.
Nitedemon.
No
He's
snacks.
He's just made me sit in a chair and told me not to move, not to touch anything, not to look at Christmas presents.
Well, you can't look at Christmas presents. You got 2 days for that. But at least you should be providing snacks.
Tell me about it.
Oh,
He's not
You've
making
already
me feel
eaten the
very
Skittles.
festive. I'm not feeling
they were
festive.
for the kids.
You gave me a bag of fun-sized Skittles. No, actually, I took a bag of fun-sized Skittles that, like, wouldn't even fit into an egg cup. That's not food.
That sounds like abuse right there.
It is abuse. You won't believe the abuse I have to part with.
I'm not sure who you need to call, but you should call somebody.
I know, I need to. I've got a pervert in my ear and he's not feeding me.
Demon? Do you want to tell us something there, bud?
I've had a sex change.
I mean, you didn't have to go that far. I mean, I would have accepted you going through hormone therapy, you know?
Way to flaunt your, useful healthcare system at us. Now I just feel attacked.
Right?
And I have no healthcare to protect me or save me.
Mm-hmm.
Are we being streamed to Twitch?
We
Mr.
are
Respawn?
currently being streamed to Twitch. Do somebody want to
I
drop it
asked,
inside the thing?
I asked that mostly for the awareness of all involved.
Yes.
Here we go.
The show will be edited. The Twitch will not be.
So you see that camera up there? That's videoing your face.
No, it's
Wow.
No swearing.
joking, aren't
No
you?
swearing.
That's for Nitedemon's only
Hi,
fans.
Mrs.
How he pays for all
Nitedemon.
of this.
You're looking good today. You did your hair and everything, huh?
You can't see that.
Good. This is going right downhill. There's no snacks. There's a shared can of Coke. I'm not allowed to move out the chair. I'm not allowed to touch anything. I'm not allowed to type anything. I wasn't allowed to touch your shelf. I'm not allowed to stand up.
Well, see, now that you understand all that, I don't see what the problem is.
He'll understand the problem in a minute.
Oh God.
I'm hungry too. I'm really hungry. I haven't even been fed.
Oh, no.
I know.
He didn't even feed you?
Proper
See?
care and feeding is very important.
Feeding is
is.
super important. If you don't feed your wife, then they become very aggressive.
Feral.
Yes.
Oh,
feral.
harsh, but fair.
I mean, yeah, exactly. No disrespect. It's just the truth. My wife's the same way. Feed her or she becomes feral. That's just how it is.
I'm pretty sure that's like a female trait. I don't think it's, Yeah, no, it's definitely universal. Yeah, no, it is.
I think it's an
definitely.
everybody trait. You don't eat, you get grumpy. That's just how life is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what's this 100% houndish? Who is this?
That's where I can listen in because I haven't got a headphone splitter.
Ugh,
Okay.
I hate you right now
Why do you hate me?
because you tell me things are going to be fun and they're not fun.
You said you wanted to come on the
You brought
podcast,
chocolate fingers
and when you
to
missed
the
out on
film.
the podcast,
You told me you had sweets last night. That started off badly because chocolate fingers is definitely a biscuit. That was all downhill.
Does
film was
it
wrong.
have sugar in it? Then it is a sweet young lady.
Oh, another filthy pervert. I've got two perverts in my ear now. This is going
yeah?
downhill rapidly.
I never
Yeah.
claimed to be anything else.
Yeah, Respawn. So it didn't help that I thought it was one of the children at first.
And he keeps
'Cause
telling me to call Ian
Nitedemon-
Daddy.
Nitedemon had walked away, and I thought it was one of the kids.
anyway, welcome to the show, everyone. Our Christmas show. I'm joined by Peroty and Respawn,
What up, guys?
and our special guest
Oh,
is Deacon.
The specialist guests.
is it special like specials in nice or specials in special?
My mom always calls
Special
me
nice.
special,
Okay.
so take that how
Yeah,
you
she
will.
probably means it in a bad way, to be fair.
It's all right.
So
Maybe she
now,
wouldn't do that sarcastically.
I have a very important Deacon question because this is not going to be a Deacon approved episode because it will go over 10 minutes. Because you're here, does that make it Deacon approved? Does that cancel out the length? How does this all work? I need a ruling.
I mean, if she's here,
I'm
she
perfectly
obviously has
here
approved
against
it.
my will. No, I'm here
No, you're
against
not.
my will.
No,
No, you're not.
you said because you missed out on the
Because I can't get
podcast.
back down again if I tried. Because you're in your little man cave that's like 10 foot in the air that I'm now trapped up here because I can't get back down.
I am so jealous
There
you
is that
have
as
a
well.
man cave you can actually separate from the rest of the house.
I know. How lucky is that? And does he appreciate it?
I do.
know.
Yes, I do.
And this is the first time I've ever been in the man cave, and I've lived in this house for
Because
9
it's a
years.
man cave, not a wife cave.
I don't have a wife cave though. I want a wife cave.
The
The
whole
rest
of
of
the
the
rest of the
house
house
is
is
your
the wife cave.
It's called a
Right,
she
okay.
shed.
Very hard not to swear. So I get the kitchen and the bathroom. And
You
other
get
people's
everything
bedrooms.
else. They just happen to include the kitchen and the bathroom. Don't
And the
don't
kids.
set yourself short, right?
Yeah, but everyone could come into my domain. No one could get in his because you have to go
Actually,
up a
they
little
don't.
ladder.
You choose to allow them because you're such a gracious host. I mean, at
There
any
you go,
point in
see?
time, you could pull out weapons and tell the kids you're not coming in, and they won't
No, I'd
come
get
in.
rid of him before the kids.
I mean, whatever. The
Well, I'll
point
stay in
still
the man
stands.
cave.
Oh, you'd stay up here, would you?
It's
Yeah.
called a
Yeah, I
she
bet you
shed.
Out of the way.
The rest of the house is a she shed.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, we're sitting here jabbering on a bit, messing with Demon's wife while my wife is in the kitchen, I don't know, banging stuff about. Does anybody have any questions that they want to ask while we're all together here in the stream? About anything at all. Absolutely anything demon related. Whatever you want to ask him, it's up for grabs.
Now's not a good time.
No. Now is the perfect time because his wife is out here to call him out on his if he's lying.
You know that part in Avengers where Hulk just punches Thor? It's like that bit.
Guardian down.
Yeah.
Bless you.
But you were quite happy that we weren't going to talk about Destiny today.
That's the only reason you got me up here. With that and promised the snacks that didn't happen. You said, it's a Christmas show. We're going to talk about Christmas stuff. It'd be really nice. Come and
Let's talk about Christmas stuff then.
Okay.
So we're already off to a great start. He's already lied to you about snacks and you about the show. We're doing great.
Funniest Christmas day you guys have had? Funniest? All right. I'll start off with Demon and his wife.
Have we had
You
a
guys
funny
are
Christmas?
assuming everybody remembers Christmases or has, has things to talk about.
He would remember because he doesn't drink at all.
There's nothing wrong with that. I don't drink anymore. I had a long Marine Corps career, and I'm trying to save what's left of my liver and kidneys. All right. There's
There
nothing wrong
was
with not
one
drinking.
year.
No, do not tell that story. I saw your little face light up.
No, it says the funniest stories. Hey,
No.
hey, come on. Whatever he was thinking about, you brought it up. What is it?
I know what you're going to say.
Well, it's your own fault. You shouldn't have done it.
I didn't suggest a topic.
There was one year
Mhm.
that we were around your parents' house.
Were we? Or was it our house then?
No, it was their house.
Okay.
And you decided to get really, really drunk.
I wasn't that drunk. I could still stand.
Just.
Oh my
And
God,
you're
that's your
wearing-
metric? If you can stand or not?
Yeah. If I'm on the floor, that's really bad.
You
And she
can
was
be
wearing
really, really
reindeer
drunk and still
antlers.
stand. God.
You were wearing reindeer antlers.
Yeah.
And you decided to do.
No, but the preemptive story is we had like relatives there and I had to be on my best behaviour all day, even though the relatives are really annoying.
So before the relatives got there, you were already drunk.
I was a little bit tipsy, but I was still good all day.
And you decided to do an Ace Ventura, didn't you? Somebody
Don't stop
started.
now.
Well, somebody stood up on the chair, grabbed both their arse cheeks, and started.
Do the singing. Oh, that was a funny Christmas.
No,
It was.
I should have known it was just downhill all the way from there.
Yeah, but it was boring. I don't like Christmas days where you've got to be on your best behaviour all day because you have relatives around. You know, Christmas is supposed to be fun and relaxing, isn't it?
So yeah, there was our funny event. Next person.
Peroty.
I mean, none of my Christmases were particularly anything. I don't have any good stories of hilarity, madness, drunkenness. All mine were pretty cut and dry. Wake up, open presents, lay around, enjoy Christmas. Sorry. Respawn?
Well, he did say most memorable. He followed it up by saying most memorable. So I guess I could say, on my way back from Iraq had to be the most memorable, right? Because we were there for 9, almost 10 months. And during this time, we didn't have what you would call showers to speak of, right? So we also didn't really have food. We had rations every now and again, but at this point, we'd resigned ourselves to eating what we could find in the wild. And I said what I said. And, local food whenever available, right? So we're heading back from Iraq to the States, and we had to stop off in a place called Kuwait. And what we stopped off at is an Air Force base, not a Marine Corps base. And Air Force bases are just the nicest thing, right? Especially when you've spent 9 months in the desert hell. It might as well be Disney, right? So we go over there, and half of us are just so tired from all the flights that we're just passing out, right? And then one of our squad members comes in, just so excited, dude. He's like, "Dude, they got midnight chow," and we're like, "What?" It's like, "They got midnight chow, dude, and it's like Christmas food." It's like, and he started listing all this crap, right? And we're like, "There's no way. First of all, there's no such thing as midnight chow, and the things that you're listing aren't a thing, right?" So he managed to convince us all to go down to the chow hall, and sure enough, it's like 12:30 at night, and the chow hall is open, which is weird on its own. But what they have in the chow hall was even weirder. They had steak, they had lobster, they had turkey, ham, mashed potato, whatever you could think of. Pretty much they had in this chow hall, which for a Marine is already crazy, right? And it was just the most memorable thing, because here we are after spending 9 months in what you could consider hell, right? The first day we're out of it, we have this grand midnight feast. And I use the word feast loosely because the lobster and steak were probably made out of cardboard. But it was the thought that counts, So I would say that's probably my most memorable Christmas holiday, is on the way back from Iraq, and we had that midnight chow, and everybody was just grateful to be there, I guess you could say.
Was anyone singing out their arse at the time?
I don't know if you know what an American Marine is, but that's an everyday occurrence, so there's nothing special about that.
I do like a story where there's someone singing out their arse.
Yeah, all the time.
There was one Christmas when you weren't singing out of your arse.
I don't. To be fair, I don't drink very often now.
What's the drunkest you've ever been? Oh God.
The drunkest I've ever been is getting into a competition with some old cowboys about moonshine when I was about 18. And I won, but I did end up, remember, laying on my back looking at clouds.
No. So, hold on. You got in an argument with some cowboys about moonshine.
Yeah.
So what's the argument about? Like, what's the strongest moonshine? What's the best tasting moonshine? I can drink more than you. What was the basis of the argument?
That women could outdrink men.
Women could outdrink men. You do realize how alcohol and body size work, right?
Yeah, it didn't really matter.
Fair
when
enough.
you're 18, you don't really think about that, do you? You
I
just go,
guess
yeah,
not.
I can outdrink you. And to be fair, I was the only one who walked away from the table.
After you were looking up at the clouds, right?
No, I got outside before I fell on my back. But I did a very good walk to the door.
I can imagine falling on your face because you got that forward momentum going. But how do you go from walking forward to laying on your back? You just kind of gave up and fell?
Yeah, pretty much. Whiskey and lager and cider and moonshine. And then I just remember laying on the bathroom floor in my parents' house trying to get up before my mum and dad came home because I knew they'd absolutely kill me.
Huh. Interesting.
That's the drunkest I've ever been, and I felt so ill.
Now, I don't remember the drunkest I've ever been, but I remember being drunk enough to remember a story of watching other people do dumb drunk shit. Right? Again, Marine Corps story, because this is the time in my life when I drank a lot, was in the Marine Corps, right? And when I mean a lot, I mean heavily. But, so, there's a hurricane coming into North Carolina, right? And we're all confined to barracks. We can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. So that means we sit there, we drink, and we play Xbox, right? That's all we do. Well, in a perfect world, that's what they hope we do. But some of my fellow Marines thought that with a hurricane coming, they would learn how to fly. And I don't mean in a helicopter or a plane or anything like that. No, I meant Looney Tune style, with a sheet tied to their wrists and ankles. Okay? So, fast forward, right? The winds are really strong. It's really picked up now. And we got, I don't know, 20, 30 Marines on the third deck. And for the third deck, for you Britons, that's actually the second floor. Because you don't count the first, right? It's 0, 1, 2 for you guys. For us, it's 1, 2, 3. So they're on the third deck. And there's a few of them with the sheets already tied to their wrists and ankles, ready to do this whole flying squirrel thing. Now, before you get ahead of me, some of you are probably thinking, oh my God, they got hurt or whatever. They fell straight to the ground. You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, a bit of wind uplift. They'd probably go for a bit, wouldn't they?
Well, I mean, yes and no, right? So the thing is, first Marine gets up on the balcony, right? And I cannot stress to you that when I got to the fleet, I wondered why there were so many corpsmen living in the barracks with Marines. Corpsmen are Navy, right? If you have a corpsman guy there, that means he's Navy, and they're the medics for Marines. Marines don't have medics. We're taught to hurt, not heal, right? So there are corpsmen, there are medical professionals to keep us from killing ourselves, or each other, or whatever, right? So, again, I cannot emphasize that there are 20 or so Marines on this third deck passively watching this guy climb on the rail, getting ready to jump off.
Mm-hmm.
You would think at least one of them would have the good sense to stop him. No. I wanted to see how this was going to go down, right? As well as everybody else. So the first guy climbs up, and he jumps off. I mean, full flying squirrel, hands and legs, star formation, jumps off, right? And here I'm thinking he's going to fall to the ground. I mean, there's a lot of mud and water. He might get hurt, but he'll live, right? So as I'm thinking he's just going to plummet to the ground, that actually wasn't what happened. So, true to design, the sheets actually did catch the wind, right? Like a sail, right? But instead of him gliding peacefully down to the ground or going this way or going that way, what happened was it's more like a parachute on a drag racer. The wind caught it and with a huge amount of force slammed him into the second deck wall. And then from that point, he slid down the rest of the way like a Looney Tune. Okay? So, first guy failed. You think, okay, that would, deter these guys to
Not
stop.
if it was Nitedemon. You'd be up there going, I can do better than that. I'll win this competition.
And true to that, another Marine got up and said, and he said this verbatim. He goes, no. This is going to work. He just didn't do it right. Verbatim. So, Marine number 2 is climbing up on the rails. And after seeing what happened to the first guy, again, you'd think somebody would stop him. But no! We want to see somebody fly, right? So the second guy jumps off, and almost the exact same thing happens. Wind catches him, slams him into the second deck, and he slides down. And the third Marine, 3, as if the first 2 wasn't enough, the third Marine is climbing on the rail, and at this point in time, you see about 7 corpsmen booking it down the third rail from the opposite side of the building to stop him. Because again, these are the medical guys, and they're wondering why nobody has stopped this up until this point, right? And understandably, we wanted to see why. We're all drunk, we're all wasted, we want to see a Marine fly. And it didn't work. But yeah, that's what Marines do whenever we're drunk. We try to fly in hurricanes. Mildly successfully, I might add.
Well,
he didn't fail.
Yeah,
he just didn't succeed. Carpal Leader says he got so drunk he woke up inside a Hells Angels biker club. And Golden God says 3 a.m. drunk off moonshine, rolling around in a field, getting covered in hay. Don't remember the rest. Had to be at work at 7. And then Carpal Leader. And then Carpal Leader. I live out in the middle of nowhere and started off at a bar with people buying me drinks left and right. Well, there you go. See, these are nice stories. Like, whenever I got drunk, the only time I can remember getting drunk is getting so drunk I never fell asleep. And we were drinking right up until the time we had to work. And at the time, I was a cook at Applebee's. And we're going to work on a Saturday. Worst day of the week. So, yeah, needless to say, that was my first taste of hell before joining the Marine Corps, was that night. And anyway, you don't get drunk at all, Peroty? You never did? Ever?
Never been drunk. Didn't drink for the first 30 or so years of my life. 25 years or so.
Really?
Yeah. Never been
Well,
drunk.
You said you didn't drink, which means you said you didn't drink for the first 30 years, which means after the first 30 years,
You had
sounds
a
like
right
you've had
binge.
something to drink. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I drink now, but not to excess, not to be drunk.
This is the Corona.
Well, what do you drink? Do you
Don't
drink
judge
wine? Do you
me.
drink beer?
Beer I can't stand the taste of. Never
Thank
found a beer
you.
that tastes good. Liquor is delicious though.
Mm,
Yeah. Whiskeys, rums, stuff like that.
oh yeah.
Not bad.
I like to
I
mix,
hate the
mix,
taste
mix
of
my uppers with my
every
downers.
alcohol. Yeah. I hate the taste of every
Your
alcohol.
uppers and your
But
downers. Is he
the
talking
thing
hard
about
drugs now?
that is, once you have
No
the
idea.
first few shots,
No.
alcohol doesn't have
Caffeine.
a
Still
taste
American
anymore.
talk.
Caffeine and
Yeah.
alcohol. Caffeine's an
Oh.
upper, alcohol's a downer.
Oh, yeah, that's something
Like
else.
Red Bull
Yeah.
and
Oh,
More like
what's it
Jack and
called?
Coke.
Jägermeister. Red Bull and Jägermeister. Or Jack and Coke. Yeah, there you go.
Jack and Coke, rum, and anything because rum's
No,
friends with
Careful, you
everyone.
can't give me a beer I love. Everybody said, "Oh, this beer is going to be the best," and every single beer I've ever had, aside from the ciders, which I don't know if they count as
oh,
beer,
ciders are lovely.
tastes like absolute. There is not a beer that tastes good. And you can't change my mind.
I don't
You've
drink
just
beer.
described all beer.
Yeah.
All
Exactly.
beer tastes like beer. Sorry,
Yeah.
get good beer. If you want to be consumed, be delicious.
Golden wants to know what's your
Yeah.
favorite alcohol beverage, and we'll start with Demon, and then go to his wife, because obviously the wife is moonshine, right? Sounds like
Ugh,
you're a moonshine
no,
girl.
never. Once,
Uh,
and
Really?
only once. Ugh.
Favorite and worst life experience, different stories.
Yes.
Mine is Pepsi Max.
Yours is Pepsi Max for everything. Favorite drink, Pepsi Max. Favorite alcohol, Pepsi
That's
Max.
not an alcohol beverage, Night
He
Demon.
doesn't drink.
I
He
don't
don't
drink.
drink at all. Like never.
You've never had a drink. You've never had wine. You've never had beer. You've never had anything.
I don't like the taste of it.
No.
You're
He
not
won't
missing
even-
anything.
He won't even like if there's an
Fair.
alcoholic dessert with like profiteroles with alcohol in, or a trifle with alcohol. He won't have it because he doesn't like the taste. He'd sniff it out and he'd be like, "No, this got alcohol in. I'm not having this. I don't like it."
But the alcohol should burn off, and then it should be a delicious sweet. You're
No,
depriving
yeah.
yourself
you're
of
not
sweets,
calling me.
sir.
He
Yeah.
won't do it. So
No, that's
our
fine.
whole relationship is just I drink because I know he doesn't drink, so he just stands by and lets me do stupid and doesn't actually
Stupid
help me.
stuff.
You do, and you don't
Stupid
actually.
stuff.
You say he
stop
doesn't
me.
actually help you, but the fact that you're here talking to us means at the very least he makes sure you get home safe.
Well, some of that's been touch and go, to be honest.
You've made it this far in life, so you're doing okay.
All by
Right?
myself, yeah.
There was one
Uh.
point she got so drunk we went on a
You make him bloody need an AA meeting.
well, that's why you're
I
really
don't
here.
get drunk. You don't have. You don't
You
have
don't
to be
need
an
to
alcoholic to
drink.
get
This is a
drunk.
group session.
You're staging an intervention.
But there was this one time that she got really drunk and we were on holiday with my parents.
Was I?
So you can't even remember it.
Oh, shut up. What was that?
And we
At this
were
point,
in the
he could make up
fairground.
all sorts of
No,
stories.
not the fairground story. I wasn't drunk on the fairground story. I
Not
hadn't
to your
drunk.
knowledge.
You had
See,
drunk.
this
No, I had
this,
not drunk.
This is the beauty of Night Demon as
not
the
drunk.
sober spouse. He can make up all sorts of stories
What
and
had
just
I
say, "Oh,
drunk?
you don't remember this."
You've been drinking.
Oh
I haven't been
god.
drinking. I bet your mother's disgusting cooking.
Oh, that as well.
Who gives someone spaghetti bolognese and then takes them on a fast fairground ride? Like within
All
the
right,
first
what
10
is
minutes.
spaghetti bolognese?
Bolognese.
Okay,
It's like
same question.
spaghetti
Uh,
pasta with mince and onions and tomatoes
Yeah.
and peppers and mushrooms.
Whoa,
Like
whoa,
a really
Yeah,
heavy meal.
yeah,
spaghetti
yeah.
pasta with mince.
Yes.
Yeah, minced beef.
Minced.
Oh, minced. Oh,
Minced.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
not mince like breath mince.
Yeah.
Although to be
Jesus
fair, it probably
Christ.
improved his mum's
What?
cooking if she had.
Yeah, and really, you missed the important part of that sentence. It was the spaghetti side. How the spaghetti was made, not important.
I wasn't drinking. I wasn't
You
drinking.
were drinking.
I wasn't drinking, and I don't do fairground rides. I really don't like heights. I really don't like fast moving things, and I really didn't want to go to this fairground. He was insistent we went to this fairground, and I didn't want to go. And then he's insistent I went on this really fast ride that turns like like the worst fairground ride you could think of, that you go up in the air and
Is
you roll
it the
backwards
zipper?
and forwards and
It sounds like the zipper. In
It was
America,
Anything
we
that-
call it the zipper.
Anything that whips
It-
you around, really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's really oval in shape, and then the
No.
whole thing spins, and then while it's spinning, it's got a chain that individually spins, and then on top of that, you're in a pod,
Ugh.
which also individually spins. So you got
Oh,
three
I think
different
it
things
got
spinning.
Scotty. It's like in a long like car. You're sitting it like next to people. You've got people behind you in rows. There's like 4 rows.
Oh,
And you sit,
okay.
and we were going up and down, and he insisted we could go on it, and I was like, Ian, I've just eaten, I really don't want to go, and he was like, no, we'll be queuing for hours, it's fine. So we
It'll
get in
be
this bloody
fine, you're
queue.
good.
It wasn't fine, and we went and we got on there in about 5 minutes of eating this horrible meal that his mum had cooked. And we went up, and I was started feeling a bit sick, and then we were spinning around. I was feeling more sick. I was like, Ian, I really feel sick, and he was just like laughing it up, chuckle, brother. And yeah, you laugh it up now, bitch. And then
Swearing.
I felt really sick, and I wanted to get off, right? And then the words from hell came: "Scream if you want to go faster."
Words from hell.
Right? So we're going backwards. So I
On a
start
ride,
throwing
scream
up.
to go faster.
I start throwing up the spaghetti bolognese.
Of
There's
course.
people behind me screaming because they've got faces and laps of vomit. The people
Right.
next to me screaming because they feel sick because I'm being sick. And then they still keep spinning us round and round and round. And then
You're
I
all going
ended
faster
up.
because you're screaming.
I promise you, the guys that work at the fair live for moments like that.
Oh, it was
Although they
horrible.
do have to clean it up after the fact, watching everyone get covered in it has got to give them
it
some
was
sense
so
of pride.
embarrassing.
You know?
It was so
It's got-
embarrassing.
So I got you out there without anybody
No,
seeing.
you didn't, because I ended up in the first A10 because I actually damaged my equilibrium. Right? And I'm laying in the first A10 at 19, my first
The
holiday
stories
away.
are completely opposite.
Right?
I got you out of there.
And
No,
then
you didn't.
all
That
he
was in
keeps
the first
saying-
instant.
He's just sitting there stroking my hair, going, "Please don't tell your dad. Please don't tell your dad. He's going to kill me. Don't tell your dad."
How old were you when this happened that he's worried about your
19.
father?
I was
Okay.
19. He was 18. And
So
I
you
talked
guys
him into
high school
going away.
sweethearts? Is that what I'm hearing? Are you high school sweethearts? You've been together
Well-
since back then?
College.
We've been together 24 years since we were 18.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of time.
A lot of time. I'd got less for jail time if I killed him when I met him.
Jiminy Christmas.
Yeah,
Okay,
you made me
so
really
an
ill.
update.
I did make you
Green
really ill.
tea shot at the bar makes a lot of things go down smooth, apparently. Golden likes the Devil's Backbone, I guess, is a beer. The Devil's Backbone.
Oh,
Let's see. Golden God also loves a Viking Blood, Blode, BLO with
Blood.
the little squigglies above D, and yeah.
he always takes me on, does all this stupid stuff with me, and I have to suffer it.
Well, that's
Okay.
good because I mean, you have to share the good and the bad. That's the vows, right? Sickness and health.
Mm.
You know,
But
good
you
and
know, like,
bad.
You know, like when you go to someone's house and they've got a really hyperactive dog that just keeps jumping up in your face, and then 1 minute it's bonking your leg, and then it's jumping in your face again. That basically sums up Nitedemon if you've ever not met him.
We've seen him on cam once, and I think that's about it.
You're like a really hyped puppy all the time, always on the go, and you never quite know what you're going to do
But
next.
see, we get the opposite because most of the time we spend with him is him calming me down.
Oh my
and
goodness.
yeah.
No.
So the show, everybody on the show, people that have never played with him in person.
I've seen glimpses of Nitedemon. Get him good and worked
Glimpses.
up. And
Yes.
there's
But that's only
glimpses
during
of-
PvP. That's only during PvP. During the show, everybody calls him British Dad because of the three of us, he's the one that tries to keep things on track while me and Peroty go off
Like
the
I'm
rails
trying
all
to
the
do
damn
now.
time. Yeah.
He is the worst person to ever be anywhere with because you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. You never know what he's going to do or say next. It's like you're constantly
think
living on the
we're
edge.
best friends, Damon, but you spend all your time stopping me.
No more stories.
You do.
So you invited her on a show to tell stories, and now you're going to tell her not to tell more stories, sir. That's not how any of this
No,
works.
because I know where she's going with this.
Why don't we tell some of your stories, Ian?
Well, first of all, they want to know what your favorite drink is, Peroty, and then we'll get to mine, and then we'll continue the stories while he's thinking up about a lie.
Favorite drink, favorite alcoholic drink, favorite drink.
Well, he says favorite alcoholic drink.
Probably Lynchburg lemonade, from a, albeit very small thing, selection of things that A, I know the name of, and B, have had.
Mhm.
Lynchburg lemonade, can't go wrong with. And favorite drink, anything involving Mountain Dew. Right now, there's a ginger snap one that's like
Oh.
if ginger ale met caffeine, it's delicious.
Is Mountain Dew
I
like really
actually like
sugary
ginger ale.
sweet?
It's very sweet.
Ugh.
Many of them, yes. Actually, the sweeter ones I can't drink because I may have binged too much of those in college. And while all my roommates were getting drunk, I was getting high on caffeine. So about the time they were passing out, I was wide awake and wired. Thus, I played video games all night.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
Yeah, we don't get Mountain Dew here.
No, I don't. I think you bought me it once and we tried it.
Yeah, I think that's
It's
one of those American
it's very
stores.
sweet. Mountain Dew, believe it or not, I was
You have
actually
no mountains, nor dew.
I was in the city a few months back where Mountain Dew was first made, and I did not know this. Mountain Dew was made very specifically to mix with a certain kind of whiskey that they also made in this city.
Oh,
And I can't remember what kind of whiskey it was, but yeah, Mountain Dew was originally made as a mixer for a whiskey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Didn't know that.
Luna, don't shut the door. I need you. Son of a. Anyway,
Luna's his
so
wife.
yeah, so I guess of the drinks that I remember, I would have to go Jägermeister, not because it's a great taste, but because it goes down smooth for me. And it's a great way for me to get jacked real quick. You know what I'm saying? Of the ones I can't
I do not.
remember, my wife makes some beverage that's got a Brazilian name. And you have to use the alcohol that you get from Brazil. And we only ever have it when we're at her friend's house because they always have tons of the stuff. And you have that, you mix it with some sugar, and you mix it with a lemon, like a legit lemon. But the way that they do it, you don't really taste the alcohol. It's not sour, but it is a bit sweet, and it goes down really good if they make it right. Otherwise, if you're my wife's friend, she just pours me 16 ounces of pure alcohol and tries to flavor it with lemon and sugar, which does not work. It's got a Brazilian name. I don't remember the name. That's why I called the wife so she could tell me the name, but she bolted. All right. What are y'all doing for Christmas? We'll start with Peroty this time.
I am avoiding all of my family and everyone else and staying home and watching movies and playing video games. The best Christmas ever.
And providing a
Gene
podcast.
Jameson. That's right.
And providing a podcast. Very similar to the best Thanksgiving I ever spent. Back right after college, which was both parents lived about 2.5 hours away from me in opposite directions in the state. So I told each parent I was going to a friend's house in North Carolina. I went nowhere. I did not leave my apartment. I stayed and played video games and had the best Thanksgiving and blew everybody off because everybody thought I was with this friend. And I was like, you're my cover story. You're also with your family. It's fine, though. It doesn't matter. I told my parents the story years later. They were like, why did you do that? I'm like, because I hate driving during the holidays. And staying home is the best thing.
Right?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but when you guys drive, it's like you've got to drive for 6 hours to get somewhere.
No, it's even worse than that. I live in Florida. I'll drive for 8 hours and still be in Florida.
I just drive for 6 hours and get like 1 mile because I live in the DC area, and we don't believe so much in driving as we do in getting in cars and sitting there and enjoying podcasts and not actually making any headway.
Golden,
If we
send me
drove
some
for
of that
8
brisket,
hours, we
dude.
could
I
actually
want
reach
some brisket.
Scotland.
Yeah, you would. You'd reach the top.
Good
Yeah.
God. So
yeah.
you want to talk about driving? What I would be doing today, but this year I'm not doing because me and the wife just spent all of our money to get out of debt. So we're completely broke, but we're out of debt now. So this Christmas we're not going anywhere. But normally today I would be driving from Daytona Beach, Florida to Havelock, North Carolina. That is a 14-hour drive, which is even longer if you have a wife, a child, and 2 dogs. That's easily an 18-hour drive. Okay. And then from there, from Havelock, North Carolina, drive all the way down to New Orleans, Louisiana, right? That.
Why are you driving into these places?
Because my oldest son lives in North Carolina. He and his mom have an arrangement because even though I had custody, I was by myself while going to college and working a job. So he spent more time with a babysitter than me. So he lives with his mother, who has both of her sides of the family up there. So it's better for him, you know, mentally speaking, to be raised by family than a babysitter. So during the summers, he stays with me the whole summer, but every major holiday I go see him, except for Christmas this year, apparently, because we had to spend money on other things. But so he's in North Carolina, and then the rest of my family lives in New Orleans, Louisiana. So from North Carolina all the way down to New Orleans, we got to go down there because the rest of my family all meet up there every Christmas. And then from New Orleans, Louisiana, we have another 11, 12-hour drive to get back home. So that is a big circuit that we do every year, and it's hell on me because my wife doesn't drive, so I'm doing all of the driving.
It's hard, isn't it, for us drivers?
Right?
I know, and they don't appreciate it. They sit in the passenger
Not
seat,
at all. Play on
eating,
their
having a little
phone.
sleep.
Yo,
Yeah,
they sleep, they play on their
drive?
phones.
Now?
you drive now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you too, you haven't told us what you're doing for Christmas.
We're doing a podcast with you guys.
That's not how you do it.
Merry Christmas. They've sent all the children away. More importantly, do you have the good internet hooked up yet?
No.
No.
I mean, it sounds like you're not
a
breaking up
Christmas
today.
miracle. Yeah, but it's not a Christmas miracle because if they did, they would have sent all the children out of the house. They could have enjoyed the good internet, and it would have been a Christmas miracle for all involved.
Oh no, you'd like it. The children have downloaded Stardew Valley on the Series X, and they've taken over the living room.
So, how good does the pixel game look on the Series X? I need to know.
The same as it does on the other ones.
The same as it on the other ones,
knew,
or the
right?
Switch, or a toaster, or a Super
Or his
Nintendo.
cell phone, yeah. Or a toaster, yeah.
Could you feel the raw power of seeing your vegetables come to fruition?
I think so.
Harvesting
I think that's
those
what
crops.
I'm so excited about.
That's so crazy.
Well, Panoramix 18 is a walking wiki. He is a walking wiki for that game. So just have them harass him with any of their questions, like he harasses you. So it's fine.
Perfect. Very perfect.
Well, we drove 45 minutes today, didn't we, to go back into the old town that we used to live in, or the old city.
Yeah, we did.
And the kids
45-minute drive. Oh my
non-stop.
god.
Quite good, bless them, to be fair.
They
Well, I mean,
moaned.
to be
Are
fair,
we there yet? Have we back home yet?
To be fair, we don't know what you drive, but we do know you have about 1,400 kids. So, I mean, if you're driving like a Toyota Corolla and you're stuffing 19 kids in there, I would complain too. Okay.
And to be honest, you use time as like a measure of distance to get somewhere.
Yeah.
That means nothing to me. In 45 minutes, you could have gone next door, or you could be like 6 counties away. I have no way to know.
No, for you, 45
don't know.
minutes
What is it,
is
35
the
miles?
next block, right? For me,
Right.
45 minutes
idea.
is
About 35 miles, I think.
nowhere. That takes me to the middle of the woods on my way to I-90.
Did you make it to the next exit on the road you were on? That's the real question. If you made it more than one exit in 45 minutes, that's an accomplishment. Well done.
It was really weird though, going in and seeing our old house and like where we grew up and everything.
So Nitro,
Quite
I
nostalgic.
want
It
to
is
rant
weird.
about the Lost Sector drop rates, dude, but unfortunately I can't because the Lost Sectors have always been good to me. Like they suck for everybody else from what I hear, but they've always been good to me, dude. I only have to run a few of them, and I've already got not only my exotic, but my exotic with a good roll. So I feel your pain because when it comes to raids, I have drop rate. But when it comes to the dungeons, dude, I can't, dude. Like, they've always been good to me. I'm sorry. What about you guys? Do you guys get the good drop rates for the dungeons?
Really good drop rates here. Amazing.
Well, you live in a dungeon with
Okay.
trolls, so.
Don't call Night Demon a troll. That's really harsh. I thought he was your friend.
I was actually talking about your children, but I guess that's the lesser of two evils.
Step too far. Step too far. Don't talk about him. Don't talk about my children.
What? I have a couple of them. I know what they're like.
I've got lovely little kids.
I'm sure you don't.
I love my little babies more than I love him.
Just because you love them doesn't mean they're not trolls.
Oh.
Those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Well, to be fair, I think their dad's a troll, but never mind.
Oh, you just told me not to call him a troll.
You could call him a troll. That's fine. He's an adult. He
You
can fend
just
for
told me
himself.
not to.
Just not my kids. Don't call them trolls. They're lovely.
Oh,
He's
no,
an art.
before I said it was your kids, you said don't call Night Demon a troll, and then I said I
no,
was
call
talking
him
about
what
your
you
kids.
like.
And now you're all like, oh no, you can talk about him, but not my kids.
Yeah, talk
you
about
change
him.
your tunes real quick,
Fine.
young lady.
Oh, you dirty pervert again. One wants me to call you daddy. One wants to call me a young lady. Filth, pure filth in my ears. I normally have to pay for this on the phone lines.
I don't.
Stop
First of
the
all,
swearing.
you pay for it.
We're giving it
Yeah.
to you for free.
My S word was lowercase than his F word.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so there was a question that zoomed by that I missed now. It's weird that I actually have to scroll up and chat now. We have people talking.
We've tried to herd the cats. We did
I
our
guess.
best.
Right, a little bit. So, you're not going anywhere for Christmas, you said, right, Peroty? You staying home?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just gonna be you and a wife thing? Are y'all gonna have like a 4-2 kind of Christmas dinner, or is it just like any other day?
We're coming up with a plan. It's still a plan being developed because we're both lazy and she's not feeling well. So we're like, we'll figure
Aw.
something out. We have all of the Asian food in this town, so likely it'll be Thai or Chinese or something, but haven't
Nice.
gotten that far.
Is it cold where you're at in DC right now? Do you have the snow?
We don't have snow. It's 38.5 degrees, so that's something in metric. I do time zones. I don't do temperatures. Sorry, you get one or the other.
That's fair. So you're not freezing, so you don't have
It's
snow. I got
yeah,
you.
it's like 6 degrees above freezing, so cold but not quite freezing.
Wow.
You know, we're supposed to
Gotcha.
get rain on Christmas Day, but no snow.
Here in Florida, the wife just told me earlier during the drive home that her sister has invited us over to their house for Christmas Day. So whereas we weren't going to do anything, now apparently we have a dinner date at her sister's, which means that we're going to sit at the pool and we're going to drink this Brazilian concoction of alcoholic bliss until we can't drive. And I guess that's our plans now.
I suppose having Christmas in Florida is a bit like having it in Australia. Doesn't really
It
count.
depends. It depends. Florida
A bit weird.
can be cold sometimes. It never snows, but
but
we
I'm saying
can
it's
be
not
cold
going to snow, is it?
No.
There's no
We've
Christmas
never
in
had
Florida.
snow.
Well,
Don't lie to
we
the
do
people.
sometimes.
But I've never had snow on Christmas Day at all in my lifetime.
No,
Never had a white Christmas.
that's because of where we live.
That's a little
We live in the
racist.
south.
Hmm. I've never had 6 inches on Christmas Day.
Oh, I don't think she's talking
What?
about snow.
Your son that listens to the show.
On Christmas cards, it's always 6 inches deep on Christmas Day. I'm just saying, I've never had a good 6 inches on Christmas Day or Christmas
Yeah,
Eve.
no,
onto
I
that.
totally, I follow what you're saying, and I feel sorry
I'm
for
just
you.
saying.
Yeah.
Saying it'd be nice to wake up something with a bow on.
To be fair, I've also never had 6 inches on Christmas Day.
No.
Luna?
Luna's not in here. Luna's in a sour mood
Anyway,
today, man.
you guys
I
have
don't
some
know
really
what's wrong
nice
with her.
restaurants over there.
That's what we do
Who,
at
in
Christmas.
America?
Yeah, I mean, Peroty was talking about his different restaurants that he has.
Mm-hmm.
All we get
You
is
mean
McDonald's
the
and
Chinese
Burger King.
food?
Just get McDonald's and
Oh,
Oh, that's
Bacon,
not
Kentucky
restaurants.
Fried Chicken.
No. So talking about the restaurants here, that's fast food here, but in other places like I only know about Romania, Italy, and Spain, right? But McDonald's in Romania is a legit sit-down family-style restaurant. It's not fast food like it is here. You can order alcohol at that McDonald's. They have legit desserts. They have
Oh, trust
actual
me, it's
trays
not
of
fast
food.
here either.
No, it's definitely
Huh?
not fast. It's
But it's
slow.
considered. It's still
They
considered
try to
fast
be
food,
fast.
though. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Doing
They haven't
their
got all their
best.
badges,
Very
have they?
poorly.
They haven't got their little stars.
No.
With winter in Texas, it's either warm or all of a sudden a random freeze happens. It also depends on where you live in Texas. If you live like in the Panhandle, you'll probably have a white Christmas, right? Now, if you live down by the Gulf of Mexico, I don't think you've ever heard of snow. So, I guess that depends on where you live in Texas. Also, for a size comparison, Texas by itself is almost as big as England. So we have a wide range of temperatures.
It's
in
not
Texas.
just about the size, you know.
No, I'm saying geographically speaking, it covers a wide array of temperatures and climate.
Mm.
Same
And
as
yes,
Britain.
it is about the size. Absolutely.
It's how you use it. That's what counts.
Debatable.
Well, it's more girth than size, really, isn't it?
Girth is a size. It's just going the different direction.
Nitedemon, I'd like to remind you that you brought this 100% upon yourself.
Yeah. Girth is a size. Length is a size.
I really
so
wish
size
I'd have
does
just got
matter.
your twab to read.
No.
I would have read your twabby stuff.
You like reading the twab last
Yeah,
time.
this is broken, that is broken, this is broken, that is broken. The whole game's broken, what's the point?
Could have had to read the entire patch notes. Could have told us all the things that were broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I
'cause
mean,
apparently,
just
based
be
on
glad
Discord
that
this week,
she's not
nobody
drinking right now.
listens to our
Because if
show.
she was drinking, it would only get progressively worse as the show gets going.
Or would it be
Oh,
progressively?
Speaking of which, Luna,
better?
can I have a glass of wine?
Oh, wine.
That's all we have in the house. My wife drinks it.
No.
But
I don't have access
a
to anything
wine is
else.
just like headache material, isn't it? The minute you start drinking it, it's like,
I don't know.
headache.
I don't normally drink it.
It's not
I'm
nice.
just-
You won't. It's not pleasant.
Really?
I've got so many bottles of wine this Christmas. I hate
She's
it.
got
I
this.
get them
She's got this
pissed.
stuff. I tried it one time. Like,
At
tell me
Mango.
how this works. Okay. Jokes aside, people
Right.
that drink wine,
No.
right?
Uh-huh.
Tell me how you can have a liquid beverage, and when you put this liquid beverage in your mouth is drier than what it was before you put the
Right.
liquid.
Do you want
in
me to
your
tell you about
Witchcraft.
things you put in your mouth that end up drier after you finish swallowing
No, we're talking
Okay, I'm
about
just checking.
wine.
it? Yes, am I.
Okay, wine, yes. Anything else? No.
Wine, it's because it's a horrible, horrible alcoholic drink. It's not nice at all. It gives you a headache.
That doesn't explain why it's drier after the fact.
It's the grapes.
Okay, you're saying words, but these words are not explaining anything.
Only thing I know about wine is there's a whole culture to wine, like there is to coffee. Culture, religion, something. There's
Oh, yeah.
lots of words, and I'm like, it's grapes in a bottle. I'm sure it means something to someone.
It sure
Black
does.
currant is fruit
I
in a
watched
bottle, isn't it?
I watched this documentary, and this guy was talking about how wine connoisseurs are fakes. So he bought 2 bottles of this expensive wine, right? One was the white version of it, the other one was the red version of it. The white version, he left it as is. The red version, he filled it with some cheap $5 stuff from his local alcohol store, right? And he was bringing it to these actual wine connoisseurs, and he was giving them the white stuff first, and they were talking about, oh, how it's, it's got a hint of oak, and you can tell that it was made in the vineyard in this particular vineyard in this particular year, and it was a good year because the sunshine, right? And then he gives them the red stuff that they assumed was also the expensive stuff, but was actually the cheap $5 wine. And the dude went on the same way, talking about this and that and the other, until it was revealed that it wasn't the expensive wine, it was some cheap knockoff stuff. And then they escorted him from the premises,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I had no idea. I mean, I also was...
It's a real snobbery, though, isn't it? That's the
Yeah,
problem,
with
you
the
don't
whole
get
with
that
the whole
with other
sniffing
alcoholic
it,
drinks.
and you put it in
Yeah.
your mouth, you swish it, and you spit it back out again. That whole thing, I never got it, but I did enjoy that he played these dudes and called them out on their BS. I think that's cool because some of these guys, later on, he was doing the same thing to a guy that had his palate insured as a wine taster. How do you insure your palate?
The same way you
It's like
insure
this-
legs or arms.
Yeah, I was just to say, a lot of stars.
I don't know how
insure
you
their
do that
legs,
either,
don't
but,
they? And their voice.
Because somebody will take your money for something on the off chance something happens. The entire insurance industry.
I suppose so, man. I suppose so. But anyway, yeah. So we don't have any access to any other alcohol in this house. So that's why I said bring wine. And she didn't bring wine. My wife is being a bit of a snob herself right now, and I don't know why.
Did you say pretty please or say pseudo bring me wine?
That's not how our relationship works. If I start, okay, so if ever I start to be nice to my wife and I say please and thank you and I'm really nice to her, she gets super suspicious. She's wondering if
fine,
I'm cheating
actually.
on her. Yeah,
You do.
she's
you
like,
get suspicious as well.
she's all like, "Am I cheating on her? Am
If
I
I'm being
am I
nice
going
to
to go
you,
for a
overly
divorce?"
nice,
Yeah, but I would never think you're cheating on me. I just think that
Damn.
means you're going to tell me there's a Destiny game come out. You're going to be 48 hours stuck in your man cave.
When your wife's worst nightmare isn't cheating, but a Destiny game.
My wife says the same thing. She's like, I know you'll never cheat. Yeah, I know you'll never cheat on me. You never leave the house. You don't go anywhere. Where
Yeah.
would you be meeting people? Where would you be finding people to cheat on me with? You can't.
In the backyard?
Yeah.
Come here. They want to ask you some questions. First
A
of all,
closed door is a happy door.
Yes.
How many
No, 'cause my
machetes
wife-
do you own?
my wife apparently just told me that our son has figured out how to open our back door. And this whole time we've been chatting, our child has been in the backyard.
Roaming free, fighting the gators,
So,
as is his birthright.
first question. What is the name of that huh? What? Caipirinha is the name of that Brazilian drink I was telling you guys about. And they
Good need a
want to
spelling on
know,
that.
how do you spell it? CAIPIRINHA. This
Ooh, that is not a spelling I ever would have gone
That
with.
is a spelling. That is a
Good
spelling.
stuff.
And the second thing they want to know is somebody asked, what is the story that you know that I don't want them to know?
She's like, pick one.
Anything.
She's taking way too long to think, and it is making me nervous.
She has a Rolodex. I mean,
Don't you lift your eyes at me like that. You know what? I retract the question. Go take care of the baby. Go away.
You need to be slapped for that.
she owns. How many machetes does she own?
She
needs to get one
She
out.
owns a machete. She owns a hand axe, and she owns 2 guns.
Just one machete, though?
Just
Come on,
well,
I
she
feel
owns
like
a
you should have
machete
3 or
and a
4.
hand axe. When she dual wields, it's quite frightening.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Have you ever seen a woman hold a hand axe, dude? It's not something to be taken lightly.
Yeah, I grew up in the country.
Yeah,
This
with the
is called
machete.
Tuesday.
Usually, when she chases me with the machete, she hits me with the back end of it or the flat part, right? Does it sting? Hell yeah. Does it cut? No. But with the axe, right? When she's wielding the hand axe, it doesn't matter what she hits you with. The blade side, the back side, doesn't matter. It's all gonna suck. You know? You're either getting cut or you're hitting with what's essentially a hammer. So no, it's terrifying when she's got the axe. No, I'd rather
So
the
now we're
machete.
discussing the rather be spanked with. Am I getting this right? I'm just asking.
Spanked
said-
is a strong word. Spanked is a strong word. Hit
Sounds
with
like
is
you need
better.
a good spanking, though.
Yeah, but she's just rewarding bad behavior when she does that, and she knows not to do that anymore.
True.
Yeah. It's
What
like
color is Nitedemon's face right now?
It's a sort of a purpley colour.
purpley color.
Oh,
And be honest. You have some secrets in your closet, don't you, Night Demon, to keep the marriage spicy? We know you do. It's fine. Everybody does. You know.
oh, are we
Some
gonna
people
do
like
this
to get
again next
spanked.
week?
Some people like the abuse, right?
We're not here to kink shame.
No, absolutely not. Hey, I have done some weird stuff in the day, man. I am not here to kink shame in any way, shape, or form. I just want to know that something exists. A yes or no. You don't even have to go into detail. Just say, you know what? Yeah, we have things in our closet.
What are we
Boom.
talking about?
I don't know
I'm-
what he's
I don't
talking
know.
about. I told you
I'm-
they're dirty perverts.
I'm pretty sure that giggle told you all you needed to know already.
A little bit.
So wait, actually, now that we have Deacon here, you need to talk Nitedemon into doing his OnlyFans of reading things to the American audience to his lovely accent
I think he
to make
does.
piles of money.
I think he
This is-
does.
He wouldn't have to leave the house to work anymore. He could just read
No,
things to
no,
people
legit.
for large
He's got
piles
the
of
most
cash.
I listened to
boring
this.
voice,
I
though.
listened to this. No, he doesn't.
Yes.
Listen, stop.
And
Stop.
see,
stop.
in
does.
your country,
He
maybe,
speaks
but
in a monotone. He has no expression in his voice.
It
It doesn't
doesn't
change
matter.
pitch.
Only
And
when
it's
he
really
reads.
boring.
Only
it
when he
doesn't
reads.
matter. It doesn't even matter. If people like the accent, it doesn't matter what they're reading. Some
Do
people will
people
listen
like
to
your
someone read a
accent?
phone book.
So no, I
So I'm
think he
told.
already does that. Is what I'm telling you because I listen to creepypasta stuff, right? And there's this one British guy on one of my creepypasta things. I don't know his name. I think his name is Dr. Creepypasta. I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me. But
Sounds like a
Don't
made-up
know.
name.
he
Depends where we're
sounds
going with
just
this.
like Night Demon. And I think Night Demon does this on the side without telling anybody. He's got his own YouTube channel called Dr. Creepypasta, where he
Oh, so
just
I've got that, and I'm houndish, and this.
I mean,
I mean,
100% Houndish is here
when
in
you're
the
stuck at home all day
podcast
with
right now.
kids, you pick up habits. All right, nobody's judging you.
He has no words.
So that's a no on the OnlyFans from Nitedemon. That's very disappointing.
Right, seriously, this podcast takes 2.5 days of his week. There's definitely not going to be any more things going on.
Well, see, you wouldn't have to edit that. That's the beauty of it. And
Yeah,
unless you
no.
curse, then there's
Oh,
less
he
editing.
would. He would,
It's
because he has to
beautiful.
have everything perfect.
You don't do that with an OnlyFans. It's a webcam where you do naughty things for people. There's no editing. It's live.
What naughty things am I going to be doing?
Reading
Well, it
naughty
depends
things
on
to
what they're
people.
reading.
Reading books.
Reading the entire Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Harry
problem is
Potter
the whole
series,
reading thing. That's
Yeah.
where we all go wrong.
50 Shades of Potter is what he's got to be. Oh god. And it'll and once he becomes successful, it'll bring in extra income. So then you don't have to worry about him coming up with a Destiny game because he'll buy it himself. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He can
Take that
afford
whole
so
thing
many
off your
more
plate.
fun things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You won't have to deal with morons in the middle of the night. He can just, creep up to his secret man cave and record
mean-
things in the middle of the night instead.
That's true. That is very true.
Or in the middle of the day. Who's to say? Whatever doesn't get in the way of his Destiny playing.
Oh,
How come you
The
don't
children
play?
got in the middle of the Destiny
You,
playing.
Oh.
you've been really judgy for somebody that has never played Destiny. Why don't you ever play? Just so you can
I
get a
never
feel
said
of
I
it.
never played Destiny.
So you do play Destiny
No, he made me play it once.
Did I?
He did.
once, only
Yeah.
once.
And all
How
it
far
is
did you get?
Moople, you played with Moople, remember?
Moople. Oh, my friend Moople. Oh, Moops. I haven't been in contact with him for a while, to be honest. He had this thing.
Is it
I had
because
this
of
thing.
Destiny?
It's well, he got a bit jealous with the whole clan thing because they wanted to chuck him out. They made me number 2. He wanted to be number 2. We had an argument. He went off. It was all very sad.
No, he doesn't have to be number 2. He can always be the mistress.
But to be fair, his gameplay got pretty towards the end, so they got rid of him.
Oh, that's why.
So yeah.
So you judging his
Moops.
gameplay being means that you obviously are of a higher quality of gameplay connoisseur, right?
Definitely.
Oh, okay. So why don't you ever play? Come play with us. Show us your prowess. Now, are you a PvP or a PvE kind of girl?
Now we're getting kinky, aren't we? Did you say PVC?
Or does she
No.
swing both ways?
Do I like PVC? Well,
that played out very well.
Nitedemon loves a bit of PVC.
Oh.
CC.
PVC. Okay,
Yeah.
we're getting somewhere now. Has you heard of a
PVC
place
was-
called Bad Dragon? Does he do a lot of shopping on Bad Dragon?
I've changed my mind. This isn't going out as a podcast.
It's already live, dude. It's too
Yeah,
late. You
that's
can't
just where it's
stop the
going to
music.
stay.
You can't stop the music. Hold on to the feeling. Right? Come on now.
No.
There's just way too much jumping around. I didn't like it. Oh, we're talking about Destiny. I didn't
did,
like.
You didn't like the Hunters.
I didn't like the Hunters. There's a word that rhymes with Hunter.
Mhm.
First of all, we're not friends anymore. I thought we could be friends, but that's obvious. We had a good rapport going back and forth. I thought you were a good person. But if you start talking about my hunters, I can't stand for that.
I mean, Respawn, your son was, working on his good wall breakfast. So, I mean, I figured he was just planning to be a Titan to defend one of the 6 fronts.
No, my son will never be a Titan. Never. Bad enough, my oldest one, I was talking to him yesterday. He's like, hey, I've been playing Destiny again recently, Dad. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he started talking about all the things he's doing. And I was like, wait a minute. What class are you playing? Oh, Warlock. Oh, how? He goes, my Hunter's almost as high as my Warlock. I'm like, that is the wrong thing to say to me.
He just needs ARC buddies. That's all. ARC buddies are addictive.
Yeah.
You go down the ARC buddy path, and it's all downhill.
You don't even know how disappointed your father is, Alexander. He goes, what do you mean?
He
It's
knows.
like, I was hoping that one day I could pass the mantle of, Hunter Master Race leader over to you. But there's no way I can do that with somebody whose Hunter is almost as high as their Warlock.
Somebody that dabbles with a Warlock and only gets exotics on their Titan.
So first of all, both of those things are wrong. Because I've gotten an exotic on my Titan exactly one time.
But
All the other exotics, to be fair, I did get on my Warlock. I can't deny that. Whenever I go
Warlocks or where the magic happens.
Yeah, every time I do a raid, it's Hunter, Warlock, Titan. Hunter, Warlock, Titan. Right? Every time. So, in the past, the Warlock has been the one to get all the drops. This particular instance, and it's exactly one time, the Titan got it. So, don't come at me with this, oh, the Titan always gets it. No. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. Okay? Well, I mean, yeah, that is true. Better a Warlock than a Titan. But, when you say dabble, again, my Hunter has 2,800 hours. My Warlock has 500. Okay? Dabble is all you can say about the Warlock. And then on top of that, my Titan has, 300 hours? So those are the numbers you need to even qualify to be a leader for the Hunter Master. I thought it was going to be genetic. Obviously, it skips a generation, right? Or at least it skips a child. Maybe Elijah will grow up to be...
A bit like the ginger gene.
I guess. Yeah.
That skips a generation.
Well, I don't want it to skip a whole generation. I would prefer if I've lost Alexander, that at least Elijah grow up to be a good hunter.
No, but my uncle's children were ginger, so that's the same generation, isn't it? It skipped our generation.
So Respawn, more importantly, when is Luna going to play and stream Destiny again? We were
She's supposed to be doing it tonight.
promised Destiny streams.
That's a good question. What is the schedule for? I need to check her schedule because we've been slacking. I'll admit, we have been slacking. It used to be on Saturdays after the podcast. We record the podcast in the morning, and Luna does Destiny at night. That's what it's supposed to be, and we're gonna try to get her back on that schedule. So, yeah. So when she starts, it'll be Saturday nights. So we'll try to get her back on that. And then you should play also. You and my wife should play Destiny together. So
I don't play Destiny.
8
and I don't
o'clock
play
on
well
Saturday
with others.
night.
There's two problems there.
Neither
playing
does my
well
wife,
most
so y'all will
others
get along
now.
great.
No, I don't really do sociable things.
Like this.
No.
No.
Yeah. So clearly she's a figment of our imagination.
I don't
You're
do.
sharing
I
a
don't like.
hallucination.
I can't bear this whole jumping around and just. I like shotgun games. If I get a good shotgun, I'm happy with that. I don't like sneak-in games.
I should
You
introduce
don't
to
have
Fallout.
to sneak in Destiny. You could
but it's
absolutely
just-
run shotguns for everything.
Have you
It's
ever
him
played
running
Fallout?
around.
I
Ooh,
don't play
Fallout
with
is so good.
shotguns, that's why.
No, but you're
there's
always
a
jumping around.
there's a
Every time I watch
there's
a
a
stream.
shotgun in Fallout 76 my wife got that can one shot anything that has absurd range. She walked
Nice.
around, which I thought for sure had to be broken, and they patch it. And for the year and a half we played that game, they never touched it. They were like, nope, this shotgun is working as intended. She didn't need anything else. I was like, here's a new. Yeah, I don't care. I have this shotgun. I walk into say hello. My shotgun's here to meet you, kill you, and lay waste to your entire family line. It was amazing.
Like it.
Get Gator. Why are we getting Gator?
Nitedemon, Pan has a very important question for you. Which
He's
character?
not here at the moment. I'll answer on his behalf.
Well,
Excellent.
Panoramics would like to know which characters your children have chosen to marry in Stardew Valley.
Yeah, can't answer that one then.
But you're okay with your kids playing Stardew Valley, but your husband can't play Destiny? Why do you hate Destiny? Where does the hate for Destiny come from? Is it because he spends time on Destiny that you could be having with him?
Because Destiny is the mistress. I thought we'd long established this.
So let's say if he stopped playing Destiny and he started playing something else like Call of Duty or Stardew Valley, would you then hate Stardew Valley instead of Destiny?
No, I don't like the game. When we used to blitz like Gears of War and Fortnite and stuff, I was alright with that because I get that and I think, yeah, that's a good game, I get that. But then Destiny is like there's like little Destiny notes written around the house. There's like Destiny stuff everywhere. He like spends 2.5 days doing like this podcast and doing all these bits for it, and it's just like constantly. And then he like show me constantly on his phone. Look at this Destiny video. Look at this. Look at this. And it's just like if I hear that word anymore, I'm gonna harm someone or something.
This is something that he enjoys in his life, and he wants you to be a part of something else that he loves. You know. So I mean, why don't you get Destiny? Destiny's not much different from Gears of War. You have a gun, you have the bad guys, you use the gun to kill the bad guys. The only difference is in Gears of War, instead of having, a grenade in Gears of War or a chainsaw gun, you have space magic and rocket launcher.
My Lancer.
And
you
that's
can't
fine.
beat a good Lancer, can you? I like it.
I mean,
like
that's not
Gears
true.
of
A
War.
golden gun, I'm sure, could beat a good Lancer. Have you tried using golden gun? Golden gun is something a hunter can do where they pull out a gun made out of fire and you shoot anywhere between 1 to 13 rounds out of this gun, and the gun basically one-shots anything it hits. And that, to me, sounds like it's better than a Lancer. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but I like the whole Lancer. It's nice. It's fun going up and chainsawing something. I like that.
And nobody can deny a good chainsaw. As far as chainsaws go, I understand Destiny can't compete. We don't have chainsaws. Yeah.
No, you don't get.
But we do have swords. We do have a sword that does look a bit like a chainsaw. And you do rev it up like a chainsaw. It does have spinning blades on it like a chainsaw. It's called the Lament. It's an exotic sword. And yeah, you can use it as a regular sword and it does just fine. But if you rev the engine on the chainsaw part of it before you attack, it actually does significantly more damage. So there you go. All you got to do is, grab a hunter for the golden gun, grab a Lament for your chainsaw, and you have Gears of War inside Destiny. Right up your alley. Look at that.
No, you're not selling it to me.
I mean, I wasn't trying to sell it to you. I was just informing you.
I don't think
Oh.
there's not room in this relationship for two of us who love Destiny. It's just not enough space.
That's not true. I hear you have Xboxes all over your house.
Oh, we have Xboxes everywhere.
See? So there's
Jesus
plenty of room.
Christ. There's
room
just
for the Xboxes, but not room
Yeah.
for the Destiny. I mean, someone has to take care of the children in some
they
regard.
do.
And like,
Thank you. They do. Somebody has to be the grown up.
First
mean,
of all,
I mean, at this
children
point, I
raise
think,
themselves these days. Right?
don't you just nominate the oldest child and be like, "Here's some money. You're on your own. See you in a week." Isn't that how children work?
Yeah,
I
with
mean,
survival of the
that's-
fittest.
yeah,
We see
exactly.
which child makes it to the end of the week.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, one less mouth to feed around the house, so you don't make it to the end of the week. Sorry, you get voted out of the house.
Very true.
So we have somebody in the chat that's wondering maybe you would like D&D better. Do you know what D&D is? Have you given D&D a try?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
No, we had this friend once who tried to get us to do that. He was like really, really into it, but is
Did you
that not
actually
like a
do
bit
it?
more like? Is that not a bit more like warlock, witchy, goblins, and wizards and stuff?
I don't know what that is, but basically it's a game that takes
It all
place
depends
entirely
on
in
how
your
you
imagination.
use your dungeon master.
Yeah. So
it sounds like a game meaning to say.
I mean, it can be whatever you want. It can be whatever you want. In one of our instances, right, we had a dwarf, right, that he could speak to animals, right? He was a dwarf ranger hybrid, and he could speak to animals. And one of the animals he spoke to was a pig, and this pig took a liking to him, if you know what I mean. Right?
Is this like a real person pretending to be a pig, or is this an actual pig, or is this a figurative pig?
The DM was role-playing the pig, so technically it's a person pretending to be a pig, but that's not the point. The point is the pig really liked the guy that was talking to him because the pig was lonely, and this guy was the only guy that ever gave the pig attention. So the pig was very friendly and very forthcoming. And, so...
We're talking about other type of games now, like bedroom games. Are you getting into bedroom games?
This is D&D. I was making the point that D&D can be whatever you want.
A friendly pig.
Huh?
D&D can be anything I want, and you gave an example of a very friendly, overly affectionate pig.
Yeah, because
like,
you were talking about bondage.
This even less than Destiny.
Because you were talking about bondage, and
I definitely wasn't.
I have a follow-up question I really want to ask of Nitedemon. But he'd have to edit it entirely out of the show, so I can't really ask it. I'm not even sure he's back in the room yet.
He is. He's back in the room. He's doing stuff. I don't know what he's doing. He's pottering around, touching things.
Because when you can rile Nitedemon up, and he will start using one of his favorite terms that ends in pig and starts with a word that I can't say on the show, which is what Respawn basically just described.
Yeah,
and now I'm very curious the origin, because that's how you can get Nitedemon. When you get Nitedemon riled up, he'll break this certain term out, and
Sing it.
I'm very curious the origin of this term.
Type it in the chat.
I already have. Get good, Scrub. Look at your own chat.
When we first met,
that one,
Nitedemon, he would never swear. He didn't swear whatsoever. He didn't. There was no any type of swear word. He was just the most mild mannered.
Yep.
And now he swears like a sailor.
You also
it's
met him
disgusting.
before he hit puberty, so yeah.
Well, no. It all because I was totally the same way for the longest time, and then I had a stepfather who did, and a mother who did, and then I started working in IT, and first in print shops, then in IT, and that's just a den of, can you believe this absolute moron idiocy? Then you have to get the filter built in to say, oh, I have to go see real people now. I have to flip that filter off. Or in this case, flip the filter on to go talk to normal people, and then flip the filter back off. You're going to be like, do you see what ass hattery happened over here?
Yeah. For me, it's even worse, though, because like Peroty, so I didn't curse when I was younger, and then I joined the Marine Corps, and you're not getting away from it in the Marine Corps. And then I got out of the Marine Corps, and I had to watch my language because my first kid was born, and I was completely fine. And then I get this job, which is in IT, fair enough, but I build 911. And so I work with a lot of police, firemen, and rescue, which are a surprising number of military members in these fields. So whether it's my boss, my coworkers, or even my customers, they all curse. Like it's part of the vocabulary. So I can't get away from it. And then, of course, I bring it home, and my wife castrates me every time I say a bad word. It's like I mean, I can't help it. I'm around it almost 24/7. You know, so what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
How many times can you be castrated? Because I mean, you're up to a lot.
I mean, they grow back. Don't
Where
yours?
did you get that word from? I don't actually know where we got that word from at all. I
What?
can't actually.
I can't
His
remember.
favourite curse word. I don't know where it's
Oh.
come from.
I
I don't
can't
know. It's been
remember.
around for a very long time. It's been around for at least about 12 years.
That's marvelous.
That is
Mm.
crazy.
It's just so lovely because it's so oddly specific, and that's what I love about it.
It is.
Oh, now that we've gotten off on a huge tangent, does anybody else have any questions they want to ask?
This entire show is a huge tangent. I mean, this is
That's
huge
fair.
tangent the episode.
Right. But does anybody have any specific questions they want to ask anybody? Me, Night Demon, Paroty's Night Demon's wife, not
I
Paroty's
mean,
wife.
Why always get called your
asked,
wife? Why do
I
I
asked,
always
and
get
I
called
got
wife?
nothing.
Just call her Deacon.
Because I am with names and asking me to remember your name, which is probably going to be the only interaction we have together.
Deacon.
Which is also
Deacon.
weird because Deacon sounds like a dude's name. You know,
Thanks.
It's doubly weird.
Thanks.
You did get it from Blade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good film. Like that film. It's about the only thing I actually like Wesley Snipes.
Wasn't Deacon in Blade a dude?
Deacon Frost.
Yeah.
Which further proves my point.
That's fine. I don't mind being called a dude's name. It's all good.
I'm not saying you mind. I'm just saying it's hard for me to associate a guy with a female, much less remember the name. You're asking a lot. So you're Night Demon's wife, because I don't suspect we'll have many interactions in the future.
Thanks.
You hate
What
the
you're saying is
show.
don't
You
bring her
actively
back.
try to get him to quit the podcast. So odds are this relationship is not going to be fruitful for long.
I have never actively tried to get him to quit the podcast. I've just told him to quit the podcast. That's not actively trying.
Okay. What would be your definition of actively getting him to stop? Like physically ripping his computer out of the wall? I mean,
Yep. That.
Oh.
Whipping out the internet. Any of the above.
Which the internet thing sounds like you've already been doing, but you're just
the
blaming it
internet.
on.
How many times can someone ping an internet and moan about the download speed in a day, roughly in a 24-hour period, would you say? Because I'm sure whatever you think, double it and that'd be Night Demon.
I mean, at least one more,
times an hour
because it's not
minimum.
working. Yeah.
Oh, it's nuts, isn't it?
At least once more.
Yeah. And then like 20 minutes later, I'm just going to check to see if it's gone up. Oh my God, it's gone down again. So, oh God.
Problem
But
solved.
don't you use the internet, Deacon? You do things on the internet, right? You have your phones, your TV
Doesn't
shows.
believe in it. Doesn't believe in the
No.
internet.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but this is.
And when it doesn't work for you, it's why isn't it
Yeah,
working?
but I would
Get
just
on it.
like a really straightforward house. I can just like.
Why isn't it working? Get on it.
Do you know what I mean? There's like 3 internets that have all got 3 different passwords. There's different networks. They're all called Star Wars names. Like I'm supposed to know what each one means. Then like it's like, well, put the telly on. Oh, the telly's not working. That's because I've changed this network over to this network. And it's like I just want to watch something on TV. It's
So
like,
your
Well,
life.
be glad his
Oh.
is Star Wars names. One of my
Oh.
networks is called Praising You as Our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Praising You as Our Lord and Savior, Night Demon. Night Demon.
So your life is going to improve greatly when you just have one true source of
yes.
internet in your house.
The one true
I
internet.
hope so. I hope
There can
so.
only be one.
But everything's like
Demon.
these really bizarre passwords for everything. You know, no password that I'd
It's
ever
supposed
guess.
to be bizarre.
Not from your own family, it's not.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
supposed to know passwords. Like, if he ever dies, I've got no chance of getting on anything in this house.
If he ever dies, there's a button on the back of each router. You hold it down for 10 seconds, and then you look at the bottom, and it gives you the default password. Boom. Done.
So, basically, the only reason I was keeping him around was for that. Now you've just told me how to get out of it. Bang.
Yeah,
Mortgage
absolutely.
gets paid up. Life insurance policy. He might accidentally fall out of his man cave tonight.
There you go.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do to help.
Is he worth more alive or dead? Because my wife tells me I'm worth more dead to a certain
Financially
point.
dead.
So
Yeah.
right. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, so it's important.
That's
to make
why
yourself.
you're both doing it wrong. I don't have life insurance to ensure that I am worth more alive than dead.
Yeah, but you probably
That's-
go to work. Let's be fair.
Oh, I
Or
go to
you're
work
just
all the
totally
time.
expendable.
Yeah.
He's a house. I mean,
Mhm.
house husband. Sorry, I got that
Why
one
not?
wrong.
I can be both.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you're king shaming him now, and I'm a little offended for him.
Yeah, we said we're not king shaming in this episode. Come on
Yeah.
now.
I
What
swear.
the hell, man?
Oh, I'd never kink shame him.
No,
bless
no
him.
Night Demon, no swearing. We're not allowed to.
Right?
No.
So,
The sun is
Nitro
useless.
wants to know your favorite thing about Christmas. He left it open for you to interpret. What is your favorite thing about Christmas? A food, a beverage, time to yourself, gifts, whatever you want. What's your favorite thing about Christmas?
Unbridled open hours of time. Having a break
vacation?
from things, and when you can blow off your family, not having to deal with travel and stress of all that nonsense.
But
Mm.
normally, for most people during Christmas, that's the time when you do the traveling to go visit your family. You're saying it's opposite for you?
As someone who spent a lot of time in cars driving to the northern and southern tips of Virginia, yes, I am very happy not to be driving through Christmas traffic through interstates all the time.
Fair. Very fair. So your parents both live in the DC area as well. Why don't they come down to visit you? Why don't y'all take
Well,
turns?
Well, I mean, now they do more, but this was mostly when I was in college.
Okay.
So it was, no one's coming to see me in college. There's no reason to. I mean, they came and visited, but there were no holidays at my tiny college because why?
Fair.
So yeah,
Can't
no,
argue that.
driving was picking up my sibling and then sometimes driving to one end and then the other end of the state. It's like, what are you doing? I'm driving 6 hours of traffic today before podcast existed really. And then it was sad. But now we have
Yeah.
podcasts.
Life before podcast is so different, isn't it?
Podcasts, audiobooks. Now it's like I'm getting in the car. Great. What book can I have? What podcast can I put on? Nick's driving not nearly as bad.
I was about to plug our own podcast in an episode of our podcast.
Now you're just saying the name of the
I'm
song title in
broken.
the song.
Right? I'm broken sometimes. What about you, Demon? Demon. Wow, that's
Just
weird. Both
Double D.
religious
Open
names. One
fire
of them
and
is for
watching
the
films.
light, the other one's for the dark. That's kind of crazy, huh? You have a deacon, which is, generally of the light, and then you have demon, which is obviously not. A very religious household. Anyway, sorry, continue. What's your favorite thing about Christmas, the two of you?
Definitely not religion. I don't know. What's it for you?
Sitting around the fire and watching films.
Yeah, good Christmas fire.
Ooh,
You guys have a
films.
fireplace?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
open
I'm-
fire. It's
I'm a
nice.
little
The
jealous.
sound and I don't know. It feels Christmassy, doesn't it? Having a wood fire.
Yeah, it does. Smells
Just
good.
being able to sit around, not having to go to work, not having to get up at 6 and come home at 6 and nice. Like
What's
it.
the after Respawn tells us his thing, then I have a follow-up question.
Oh, okay. I guess my favorite thing about Christmas is spending time with family. Although, yes, I know I didn't get to do it this year, but that's normally what it is for me. Is because I say family. What I really mean is my brothers. That's really the only family I get along with. And this is the one chance that all of us brothers, because we're a military family, so we're kind of everywhere. I have a brother in Illinois. I have a brother in Texas. I live in Florida. We're all over the place. I have one that lives in Louisiana. So Christmas is the one time that all four of us get together and we spend time together. So that's what I look forward to. The parents are kind of meh. It's spending time with brothers I haven't seen all year that make me feel good. And yeah, you could go the default route of saying, "Oh, I get to spend time with my kids," but kids are overrated. Let's be honest. Yeah.
I have a friend that's fond of saying net neutral at best when it comes to
Right.
children.
Yeah.
He's like, they will be the absolute best things and the absolute worst things. Overall, net neutral at best.
He's not wrong. There are some times as a parent that you feel prouder than anything else, and then there are some times when you're like, "We share DNA, really?"
Wouldn't know.
Explain this. But yeah. Anyway,
So how
follow-up
many-
question.
Yeah. So how many films have you watched in a day? Because I just remember that's one thing my wife and I, last year, because nobody went anywhere for Christmas, we sat by the fire and watched films. I think we did 5 in a day at one point. And I'm just curious.
Like
have
actually
you?
watched them or just had them on in the background? Because that's two different things.
No, like actually watch them. Now, no, yes, you're allowed to scroll your phone mid-film, but like you were able to follow the plot. You watched the film as much as anybody watches anything these days.
Okay. Fair.
Like, do you ever
You
do
guys
like
go first?
long movie marathons of like let's put on a whole bunch of somethings? Does Night TV
Yeah.
ever subject you to like the entire MCU for a Christmas holiday?
Oh,
Well, I try to,
oh.
but my in-laws don't like watching them.
He is
Star
like the
Wars
biggest
thing.
film buff there is. He can like name every director, producer, lighting effects on every film, and he is just like fanatical. He loves watching films. When we were younger, we used to do like the National Cinema Day every year, where we would just go to cinema at like 9 o'clock in the morning and be there till 11 o'clock at night, just doing film after film after film. And that was like he was like a kid at Christmas. That was his bestest thing ever. Everyone else is passing out with like too much films, and he'd be like, one more, one more, one more. Loves his films. See, I do
Nice.
that side of with him. I don't mind sitting through loads of films. That's all right.
So is it you? I might be getting him confused with somebody else, but wasn't it you that got him the actual newspaper clipping from Back to the Future and framed it?
No, it was Panoramics 18.
Oh, that was Pan. Okay, never mind. All right, fair enough. I don't know. As far as movies go, me and my wife like movies, but Christmas isn't really a movie spam kind of thing for us. We spam movies any other time, but Christmas is just a time to spend with people. We hardly ever actually watch TV on Christmas because we're with somebody, and whenever at home. But speaking of Christmas movies, I do want to give this shout out because it caught me by surprise. My wife was watching it the other day, and I just kind of glanced over, and I was almost immediately hooked. And it's on Netflix, here in America at least, and it's called Klaus, Clause, like Claus, but Klaus, right? And without giving away the entire plot, it kind of shows the origin of Santa Claus before the magic, and then goes into yeah, Peroty right there, yeah. So if you guys haven't seen that, I think by far it's the best Christmas movie I've ever seen, aside from like A Christmas Story, but that's more comedy than anything else. Klaus is a good mixture of everything. It's got the comedy, it's got the seriousness, it's got the feel good feelings, and it's done in such a way that it's just an absolutely amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, heavily recommend you watch it at least once during the holiday season. At least once. You won't be disappointed, I promise you.
It's really good. Yeah, it's Klaus, Klaus. And yeah, it's animated, and yeah, it's just a beautiful film. We sat down and watched this. We just stumbled across it because we go back and forth between trying to find decent Christmas movies and hate watching horrible Christmas movies. This is definitely on the wonderful, good Christmas movie side of the house.
This is definitely not the Hallmark, paste and, copy paste kind of thing. This is a very unique story. It's a unique story. It's a unique storytelling. The animation is unique. I mean, there is no downside to this movie that I can think of. Maybe Peroty can, but it's just I love it. It's really good.
Just pure bliss. This is no mistletoe mix-up featuring all of the Lawrence brothers. That's the opposite of Klaus as the worst movie I've seen this Christmas.
What's it called? Mistletoe Mix-Up?
Mistletoe Mix-Up. I don't even remember what streaming service we found this on. Probably Hulu, because that seems to be where all the garbage is collecting. But it's as bad. It was like directed by one of the Lawrences. It stars all the Lawrences. It's basically the Lawrence family Christmas, but isn't. It's bad. I've never seen a movie where I swear like the English original voice acting sounded dubbed into English, but somehow they pulled it off where I'm going, is this somehow dubbed? And I'm at a loss to explain why or how it sounds like this.
Okay. Oh goodness. I just read the synapse for that and I'm just like, what? What? Goodness gracious. Goldenrod, we already answered that question. Sorry, bud. Nitro, best gift you've ever gotten for Christmas.
Oh, I know my best gift.
Is it a child? You can't say children.
I'm now
Children
worried
don't count.
about
No, I know
if
my
I say
best gift, but
something wrong.
No, but it's a bit. No, oh, you better
Higher
think
stakes.
hard about yours.
See?
You better think hard
Higher
about yours.
stakes.
No, my best gift was my Lego characters that you did me.
Okay.
He did it. He gave me a frame with a little Princess Leia in and a Han Solo, and in a little tiny box frame.
Like
you know,
actual Lego
like-
characters, or did he
awesome.
paint the Lego characters?
Yeah,
No, like one of the ones you kind of get off Etsy.
because when he said she
Mhm.
says to him when he's going into the carbonite, she says I love you, and he says I know. And he just put that underneath the 2 little Lego characters, put I know. And it was really sweet because he made it by hand for me, and I thought that was really nice.
That's
That
awesome.
meant a lot. I like that gift.
But I'm still trying to pick up. Was it actual Legos or was it like claymation?
Yes,
or...
proper
the
Lego
2
characters.
little
It was
Lego
actual Legos.
characters.
Okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
a little Leia and a little Han Solo, and then they were stuck in like a 3D box frame, and then he just typed underneath I know. I thought that was really sweet. It was really nice.
Nice.
It's
And
thoughtful.
what thoughtful romantic gift are you gonna say, Nitedemon?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Well-
It's your gift. The year I got you your Xbox One, that was very like
That's
that.
That's the look of fear.
Why did she just tell you your favorite gift?
Yeah.
Because that's the only time I've ever managed to surprise Ian in our whole time together. I've actually managed to pull off this gift and keep it a secret and not let on or let him see it. And he was actually speechless. It's the only time he couldn't
To be
actually form any
fair,
words.
I
It
remember
was
that
brilliant.
you had all of us speechless because
It was
to that
brilliant.
up to that moment, we only knew that you hated Destiny, and anytime he mentioned the Xbox, so when he told us that you got him voluntarily an Xbox of your own free will, me and Peroty thought he was lying.
He was really excited, and it was his face. It was brilliant. He was so gobsmacked that I kept it a secret.
I remember
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Are you are any of you good secret keepers? Because my wife admonishes me all the time because I am a terrible secret keeper.
It depends on the secret.
Like I will find a thing. Well, like as far as gifts go, like I'm good. I'm perfectly fine with like keeping actual secrets. But like if I find a cool thing, I basically like she's like I can see it in your face. You're just like jumping around like a small child, being like I got you a cool thing. I got you a cool thing. I got you a cool thing. I can't wait for you to see it. It's so hard for me not to spoil it ahead of time. Doubly hard to be like don't look at our bank statement because then you'll know where the thing came from. Like, so,
No, first of all, you pull out cash.
It's like we don't. No, cash is not a thing, sir. Things come from the internet. Stores aren't real.
But no, what I'm saying is you pull out cash and then you put it in another account, or you put it in a PayPal account, or you do something else. You move the money before you make the purchase.
Sounds like a proper
Me and my wife
gangster.
have had to do that since we share a bank account. Me and the wife have had to move money before we buy things to keep it a surprise. But I am the same way. I am absolute shit.
I'm not allowed to share a bank account.
Well, I also have separate bank accounts, but the money pool is in
Yeah,
one.
we know why we don't share a bank account.
Because you'll buy Xbox stuff.
You are a shopaholic, mate. You are the person who goes in to buy a pint of milk and comes out with 2 bags crammed with sweets and cakes and donuts and goes, oh, it only came to 40 quid at the till. And you're like, that's food shopping money. Aren't you? You're a bit of a shopaholic.
I feel attacked.
Which it does actually help at Christmas because I have several different email accounts, so I can get.
He has about 20 email accounts. All with different names and passwords.
Well, they can send the receipts to those.
They do. But what's your best Christmas gift? Come on, tell us. I'm dying to hear this. Seriously, I'm not. It's whatever you think.
I was going to say getting engaged to you, but if you want to go with the Xbox.
Oh, that was sweet. Yeah, but we got engaged on Boxing Day, so it didn't.
But it's not Christmas.
Oh, was it Christmas Day? Oh, I don't actually know. Okay. You were you're such a liar.
You
weren't
can
going to
hold
say
that
that.
over her head in the next argument.
You were not going to say that.
That's what that was my first thing that came to my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Thanks, mate.
Pretty good gift.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to the back of the closet tonight to get the good stuff. Oh yeah.
Don't look at the back of the closet. That's where their gifts are wrapped. Shh.
But no,
they're in this room where we are now, which is why I'm panicking. I've told her to stay still.
Somebody that's in the same boat as you are, Peroty. I'm at keeping gifts a secret. What I've evolved over time. I get my wife 2 gifts, and I give her one early when I can't handle it anymore, and I keep the second one secret for Christmas. It's not a trick gift; it's an actual gift. But yeah, it's unrelated to the gift I actually got her. Right? That's another trick. You got to make sure they're unrelated, because if you give them the one, they might figure out the other one. Right? So you get the wife one gift, and then you get her a second gift for Christmas. The trick is you try to keep them both for Christmas, but when you know you're gonna fail, you have the one you can give them safely. You see what I'm saying?
You have the gift you can spoil, and then the one you can't.
Exactly. You bank on your own weakness and prepare for it. Yeah, absolutely.
But you did already get one Christmas present this year.
Did I? Oh, I did. Yes, I did. Yes.
It's very memorable.
I mean, it's not even Christmas yet. How do you know?
Well, he couldn't really hide it because yeah. I thought he had his phone in his pocket.
Austin, really? What's that? Hey, you're doing the surgery. Check this out.
No, he bought me a piece of furniture.
Oh,
yeah,
did
that's
he
right.
now? And what room does
Yeah.
this furniture go into?
In the bedroom.
I bet it
Oh.
does. Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
No, but please explain.
It's got
No.
handcuffs on
Please,
it.
I do not want you to explain. Just leave it
It's
to
got
everybody's
mirrors on
imagination.
it. It's got mirrors on it and restraining pieces.
Nice. Very nice.
He's having some sort of aneurysm. I better explain. It's it's a really old fashioned cocktail cabinet. Are you following this? Like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
just go with the whole word, not heart. Don't part the word. Cocktail cabinet,
A
and
cock
it lifts
cabinet?
up, and it's got all different sizes in it. No,
Is that where the bad
handcuffs.
dragon comes into play?
Oh yeah,
That's where they store it.
Well, it's sort of going down that avenue because he's put all my shoes in it. I like unusual things. I like using things that they weren't built for, like repurposing things. So he's got this really old piece of furniture, and then you lift the top up and you open the doors. So he's repurposed it so that it's got all my shoes stored in it.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Oh god.
I'm very curious to see how long this show ends up becoming its edited recorded form.
Moving back into other territory. Ian always keeps secrets at Christmas. He's like the king of secrets. Yeah, there will always be presents or things that he's done that he doesn't reveal until the day. Like every Christmas, it's his bestest time of year. He's like this massive kid, so he'll buy like secret presents, or he'll do secret like treasure hunts or games or something that he won't reveal until the day. And then he'll be like, "You all think presents are finished? I bought this present as well, and this present." I'll be like, "When did we discuss this?" He's like, "Yeah, but I just did it." He loves it.
Yeah, but hold on, you use my money to buy presents. Yeah, but you're gonna love it. Trust me.
Pretty much.
But I like that. Maybe you should do that. Maybe only get like half the presents, and then make like what you were talking about him. Have a hunt for the kids to find the rest of them. You know, little clues.
He does that
here and
Easter
there.
as well. He loves doing that Easter, but every year he hides the Easter bunnies and forgets where he hides them. So we spend like hours until the kids are in tears that they want to come in from the cold garden from looking for his Easter eggs. And he's like, "No, I put out 24. You'll find 24." Until the year that he actually hid a whole Easter bunny in the gerbils tank, and the gerbils said chocolate. They died shortly after, strangely enough, didn't they?
No.
Totally unrelated.
Yeah, and the kids just stumbled across these two really fat gerbils with chocolate all over their face and like a mutilated chocolate bunny, and were in tears. It was a really good Easter.
I didn't think that it would be able to jump up there.
Gerbils jump. That's what they do.
I mean, if you don't traumatize your children at least a little, why have them?
Oh, he's traumatized him. The other night he hid in a dark room for 20 minutes on his own, right? So he was hiding in the dark behind a chest of drawers so he could jump out on our 4-year-old. So as she walks in the room in the dark, he jumps out screaming. She bursts into tears, and instead of just stopping, he carries on screaming, going "Rah! Rah!" So she's crying her eyes out. He's still roaring, and there's me trying to clean my teeth, going, "Ian, please stop. Just stop now." And he thought it was hilarious. I said to him, "You've been up in 20 minutes on your own."
He is, though. You don't know how lucky he is. I do the same thing to my 2-year-old, and my 2-year-old laughs at me.
It conditions them, doesn't it?
Yeah, he laughs at me. Now, whenever I roar at him, he roars back. You know?
But I think it was the whole in the dark room.
He's 2.5, almost 3 years old, and he challenges me now, right? So enjoy the time when you're still able to scare your children, because there will come a time when you try to scare them, and they will either A, laugh at you, which is the worst outcome, or B, challenge you. You know? Enjoy this time, dude.
They never lose in tears.
No, they do.
You do stupid things to scare them.
No, but I do silly things to make
You
them laugh.
I got serious. You do stupid things to scare them. I got pretty deep.
Well, I think when things involve knives and scissors and all the things you tell your kids not to do with knives and scissors.
No, that is teaching them valuable life lessons. right? I'm up the same
Survival
boat.
of the
I'm trying to
fittest.
convince my wife to
Yeah.
let me put my kid in the
Zombie
backyard
apocalypse.
in the woods with a knife and a fire starter and come check on him in 3 days. But she's saying he's only 2 years old. No,
Yeah.
he's already 2 years old is the problem. He doesn't know how to start a fire. He can't skin a rabbit. I mean, what the hell?
I think Phoenix is going to be quite good at survival because he's always planning for a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, he does. He always plans for a
There you
zombie
go.
We
apocalypse.
always get
Phoenix-
questions
Phoenix
about
is
what
the
would we
smartest
do
one you
in a
got.
zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, someone's got to. I mean,
He
really,
loves, he loves respawn. He plans for future events. It sounds like Phoenix has got a good head on her shoulder.
you have enough kids. I mean, you might just as well be running some sort of sociological experiment on. You know,
I mean,
each
not even
kid,
just that. He might
each
as well
kid
be
will have
building
some
an
sort of
army.
outcome. I mean, why not both?
He's got the
Technically,
survival.
we are
He
at
needs to
this
have one
point
that
in time, 'cause,
specializes
I mean,
in
we've
everything.
been 2 hours away from them.
Yeah, God knows who survived downstairs.
Well, survival
very
of the fittest.
quiet.
It's just another test, dude. It's another test.
I mean, it's been oddly quiet. So
No, that's
either
why I need
everyone's
it.
dead, or the true leader has been made the way to the top. If there are any
So out of your
questions,
kids, who is the true
or-
leader? Who
now,
takes over when mom and dad are gone?
or more importantly, are they frantically searching your house for Christmas presents, or are they all wrapped under the tree at this point?
No, they're hidden in his man cave. They're all up here.
Yeah, they're with
Oh,
us.
oh, that's right. The perfect crime.
Yeah.
So they can't find them because you're there. You're there guarding them.
And they can't get up in here.
No one can get up in here apart from you.
Well, you managed to get up here.
Yeah, well, don't like getting up here. I wanted to put stairs in when we had the house developed on the side. I said to him, let's put stairs in so we can go up and down easier.
Nope.
Oh, the look of fear on his face. He
Yeah.
begged the builders not to do it.
Exactly. No, absolutely. He's right. You don't want stairs.
No, so we've got a really rickety old step ladder that only he wants to climb up, and then you have to do like this 2-foot leap up the hatch.
Sounds like a
It's like
perfect
something off
plan.
a Lost.
I mean,
So
okay, so we
Do you
have an
a
attic in my
fireman's
house.
pole to get down.
Right.
No, there's nothing. If the house is on fire, we'd just perish up here with the gifts. Be the perfect Christmas.
Things got dark real fast.
Merry Christmas, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Mum and Dad are dead.
Just got the
Terrible.
ones.
Brings us back to survival
Speaking
of the
of-
fittest. One of you now have to lead the family.
Yeah, God, you reminded me of that movie Brightburn. That happened around Christmas, didn't it?
I
Daggone.
haven't seen it.
You haven't seen
Do
Brightburn?
notice it. Yeah, but it's one of
you
those
gotta
ones
watch
you
it.
can't watch around the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you could. I don't think you want them learning from it, but you could absolutely watch it around them.
You can watch this.
I mean,
but
everybody
only
likes a
50
good
minutes.
Superman story. It just happens that Superman is evil. That's all.
Yeah.
Normal parents have children that go to bed and they can watch adult things.
Yeah.
Look, if you're not teaching your kids how to be afraid of the things that go bump in the night, are you really doing your parenting job? Because if you coddle
Begging
them,
me to let
if
them
you
watch
protect
it.
them from the evil,
No.
then what are they going to do when evil shows its ugly face? You know? You got to teach them about these things. Hell, my parents traumatized me with Jaws, Freddy Krueger, and Jason by the time I was old enough to talk.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
didn't damage you at all.
Not at all. I mean, I don't like swimming in the dark, ever. But aside from that, I'm not, I mean, I may have had some trouble sleeping for a little bit as a kid, but I mean, whatever. The point is, if you don't traumatize your kids, you won't teach them to stick up for themselves.
That is something I do like doing with them, is showing them films that we kind
Traumatizing?
of watched as we grew up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
like those silly horror films, it's fine, but it's things when it gets like psychological thrillers, I think you have to be careful with kids, don't you? Because they process things completely differently.
I mean, like, what are you thinking about as a psychological thriller?
Well, Ian's latest thing is they keep saying they want to watch it, and I've said no, they're not watching that.
It was a great movie. Well, it depends. I haven't seen the new one.
It really
I haven't
gets
seen
in
the
your
new
brain
It.
a
I
bit.
can't say anything about the new It, but the classic It, yeah, no, absolutely have them watch it. Hell
They have
yeah,
fun
it'll-
down there. It's fine.
yeah,
I
they'll
think
stay away
they're
from
in
gutters. I
different
can
leagues, though,
promise
aren't
you
they?
that
The
damn much.
original.
Well, yeah, the original and the new one is it's very different. I think they've mixed it up
Mhm.
quite a lot.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, they have.
I'd like to try
Torturing
not to
children
damage
is
the
fun.
children much further, if I can help it.
Come on, they're damaged just enough. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
They'll bounce
Yeah.
back. It's fine.
Yeah, it's
children
all good.
usually do. Yeah, as long as it's just psychological and not physical. You know, I mean, yeah, you'll be fine.
And your children are bouncy.
That's why I physically fight my kids, right? Because I don't want them to grow up traumatized. Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, you live in Florida, so at some point, basic level of survival.
Oh, absolutely. Hence the knife and the fire starter kit in the backyard, man. Have you seen the stuff Florida man gets up to? No, my kid's got to be able to hang. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, you're raising 2 of them, so.
True. But one of them's in North Carolina. He doesn't have to worry that much.
But the problem
he's-
is, once you
he's worried
get
about different
one
things.
fight, you get 2 of them fight you, and then 3 of them, and then 4 of
But
them,
most
and then
people
5 of
don't
them.
have that many children, so you don't have to.
I know, but I'm just saying, I can't start a fight with one
Yeah.
of them
That-
because they all
Yeah.
gang up on me.
No, because they stick
But
together.
no, that's absolutely
like
why
5
you
too
start
many.
the fight. Because then you're building camaraderie among them, right? So I grew up with 4 brothers, right? We beat the crap out of each other all the time, but we all hated our stepdad. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't think
you
we
can
do.
have
I don't think
the
you're-
sibling
you're
rivalry.
helping
I
in
think
this.
you say
But
your
you also-
children
no,
hate you.
No, because it builds camaraderie instead of just the sibling rivalry. It's like, you know what? I can beat up on you as much as I want to, but this guy, if he touches you, he's done. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's
It's like
too much
that.
camaraderie. He's the one they're all going to gang up against. He is
That's
the stepdad in
too
this
bad
story.
for him,
I mean,
but
not
good
a
for
bad
them.
one, but
You know, good for them. No, absolutely. You know, make sure that you are their common enemy. That way, when they grow up, they'll be dependent on each other.
I feel
Yeah.
like I need to call some sort of child line or social services. To be fair, my DSL training is going safeguarding. I feel like I need to get on my concern and start logging this.
It's all right. You do you.
You're not at school
But-
now.
it's
I have
Florida.
2
There's
very
no
balanced
saving it.
children that know
Oh.
that they need to take care of themselves because mom and dad aren't always going to be there.
Oh, they do. They do. Bless
What
them.
is the UK equivalent to Florida? Do you have a Florida equivalent?
Isn't
I
that the
mean,
north part where they
I mean,
talk
not
the
to say
bad
it'll
British
not to say it'll
language?
be equivalent, but like, do you have a this is where all the crazy comes from?
I know that there is. I've seen enough Doctor Who to know that whenever somebody says they're from Scotland, Scotland's where your crazy comes from, right?
No, they're drunks.
They're drunks. Okay.
But they're not.
They are drunks. They all drink up in Scotland. They're on the whiskey all the time. They're all ginger and they're all drunk.
I'm sorry, Alf.
Well, they are, aren't they? They're known for
We're-
knocking back a few.
Arthur's going to hold out against this. Arthur's one of them. What are you talking about?
So you're apologizing to ARF, but we're the pedophiles who live in our parents' basements over here in this country,
Yep.
and
And I think
that's-
you've proven that point several times by telling me I've got to call Night Demon Daddy.
You did kind of.
Hi, Daddy.
Yourself.
And no, yeah, call him Daddy. No, it's not my children. Yeah, but still call him Daddy. It's like, right, okay.
I never got that as a thing, you know?
No.
Like, is it like, does it give men a sense of power? Because to me, it's always been creepy. Luckily, that's never happened to me. But if it did, I'd be like, you know what? I'll see myself out, kind of thing.
yeah,
I
it's
never
weird.
understood that. Yeah. But we know what Peroty's into, so that helps, I guess.
Yeah.
Peroty, what's your safe word? Avocado.
Harder.
Show us on the bear where they touched you.
The whole bear is just bright red.
it's a Christmas bear. It's fine.
Yeah, okay.
This has been
Oh,
a Christmas
God.
show.
We said
This is
Christmas bear.
Christmas. We're all having a good time,
It's a
dude. What are you
Christmas
talking about?
bear.
Oh.
Yeah,
We're all
Nitro's even asking Night Demon for some tips, bro. I mean, people are interested.
as we've learned, we're just all perverts. That's really what this has taught me today.
I mean, everybody who's
I
alive
don't
probably
think Night
is.
Demon is. He's alright.
You just haven't found it yet.
Trust me, I've had good fun looking.
Well, we know who is. And actually, if he's let you look, maybe that is his kink. Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm? Who knows?
So much of this is
man?
going to be edited.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
maybe
mean,
on your end.
This is going to be like a 20-minute show, if that.
Yeah.
He's just going to be like, sorry, no show.
I don't even think it's going to be that. We're going to have our intros and then the outro.
Yeah, that's it.
That is all.
He's going to find every instance of recent singing and just put those together and just
He
release
should.
that.
I absolutely think he should, man.
That
People have
goes
been
on-
asking
that
for
goes
that
on
for
the
2 years.
Patreon. Yeah, We're putting that on the
Yeah.
Patreon, the OnlyFans, something. We're making people pay for that.
Why
That's
haven't you set
quality.
that up yet? Merry Christmas.
Well, why don't you sing a song now?
Laziness.
Sing us out.
No, because I have nothing right now. I don't have anything. You're putting me on the spot.
You can't perform.
And Caskell says Merry Christmas to everybody.
Oh, that's nice.
So why don't we just end the show? Peroty can just say his stuff and we can go.
Why are you in a hurry to go? What's going on? Why are you nervous all of a sudden? Why are you trying? The show's only been going on for an hour and a half. Normally, we're twice as long before you start getting antsy. What's
Are you
going
in a
on,
safe
Demon? Talk to
place?
me.
Do you want to
Are you
stay
in a safe space?
No.
Is he in a safe space? Yes. Is he with safe people? Absolutely not.
He's rocking with his head in his hands. It's not a good posture he's got here.
To be fair, it was his fault for bringing you on.
Ever.
Yeah, we're gonna
Or the
take
best.
advantage.
It's
Yeah.
really hard to say. So this is where we preface this show by saying this may not be safe for work, school, home, your playhouse, your
Everything.
clubhouse, really the inside of your brain. But thank you for joining us. This has been Peroty, Night Demon, Deacon, and No One Responds in Real Life.
What up?
Doing something. You could email the show to tell us either best or worst show ever at 2titans&a100@hotmail.com. You could go on to Twitter on 2titans_hunter and be like, why did you do this? And really, we would have to respond to you on Instagram or Facebook at 2titans&a100.
Can I
and tell
email
you
in and ask
because-
why did I do
No.
this?
You
Oh,
stop.
okay.
Absolutely.
I
No.
just
You
wanted to
can
check.
find you
the
can find us
T&Cs.
online. If any of us live through this experience, you know where to find us at this point. You should listen to the show at least most weeks on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, and everywhere you can find our lovely podcast. And there might be a show on YouTube. It's really hard to say. So, and if for some reason this is the first episode of this show you've stumbled across,
I'm sorry.
amazing. We all deeply apologize. This is not normally what we do, but see,
I
we are.
don't apologize. I was forced
This is
to
like
do
a
this.
once or twice a year kind of
Okay,
thing. When
yeah,
there's
see,
no
Deacon doesn't
twab.
apologize. See, this is what happens when you leave unsupervised children out around Christmas time without any supervision from Bungie the parent. You get whatever this is. So, I will also warn you that next week will probably be also some version of something, unless someone plays a parent and gives us some direction. But starting in January, when Bungie comes back with twabs and things to talk about, we too will be back with the actual Destiny news on our Destiny podcast. Until then, say goodbye, everybody, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Merry Kwanzaa, all the things you may or may not be celebrating. Go celebrate them, and be with your family or not. I'm not your real dad. I won't tell you what to do. And say whatever you all want to say to whoever you want to, because really, we're so far off the rails. I don't even see the train.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I think next week we somehow need to wrangle Florida and Australia together as one.
Oh man, no, that would be bad. That'd be
Andy,
so bad. I think
GK.
Australia would be worse though. Australia,
This is your standing
the
invitation.
the Australia. See, Florida's more the PvP. We just have PvE aspects like the alligators and whatnot. Whereas I would say Australia is all about the PvE with PvP aspects. You know what I'm saying? Because Australia is all about every living animal in Australia wants to kill everything, right? So their environment is more dangerous than people. I mean, I keep bringing this up, but Andy said it best when he's like, "Oh yeah, we lock our doors." I'm like, "Why? You scared of other people?" He goes, "No, the roos." I'm like,
The
Sorry,
roos
what?
will walk into your house, sir. The roos,
"They
you'll
will
wake up
open
and
your door,
there'll be a
walk
roo in
into
your
your
kitchen.
house, and attack you." Yeah, they lock their doors not because they're afraid of people coming in.
I don't need
But
you
because
to
of
mime
kangaroos.
kangaroos, you twat. I think I got that.
Well, you look like you were confused.
Why he's standing here miming kangaroos and doing little actions. Why he's holding his sock in his hand, which is really disturbing. I don't know why you've taken one sock off and you're holding it in your other hand, pretending to be a kangaroo.
You broke my toe.
I feel a little bit like my brain's violated. I need to wash my eyes with bleach.
I'm just concerned that he's got a sock on his hand. Where'd the sock
So am
come
I.
from?
No, it's not on my hand. It's in my hand because I took my sock off my foot.
All right, don't need to get testy. God, see what I have to part with.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we brought it on ourselves.
Good point.